Welcome back to Bad Movies Rule, the worst movie podcast ever recorded. And I want you to come along on a journey with us today. Come and learn the way of the American Ninja. Let's go.
Not one ninja was harmed in the making of this movie. Due to a complete lack of ninjas in this movie.
What do you mean there's no ninjas? There's ninjas everywhere in this movie.
There's people dressed up in ninja costume at best. This is like Ninja Halloween. America.
Okay, that's fair.
I thought
American
I was watching
Halloween Ninja.
Squid Game.
This is the prequel.
I don't get
right.
the reference.
Well, did you haven't seen Squid Game yet?
Negative.
Oh, well then
We started watching it.
watch
We
it immediately after this.
We started watching it, and there was subtitles at the beginning, and I just can't read them, so I just quit watching it.
Gotcha.
I'm sure it goes away, but I was unwilling to waste any more time.
So I take this moment to say, kids, read books.
Yeah.
Illiteracy is bad.
It's an eyesight
It's right.
issue.
It's honestly, it is. Some of the best movies I've ever watched, had I not gotten them over the barrier of subtitles, I would have missed out on them. There's really good stuff out there.
I believe it, but
Yeah.
I can't watch them.
The book is
I
better.
can't see it.
Just sit with the TV screen right in front of your face. How far? Just calculate how far you've got to be from the subtitles, and then move your couch.
I need to get one of those people who read them to me out loud.
Just have your wife whisper the dialogue in your ear as you're
would be
watching.
perfect.
Okay, there you go. Well, look, welcome everybody. I'm excited about today. This is the beginning of a journey for us, really. This is American Ninja Part 1 of 5.
I want
gonna
off
be a
this
marathon.
plane.
And the end.
What's that?
And the end.
It's not. No, we're doing all 5. I mean, like, we'll space it out. We're not doing it like next week, but eventually we're gonna get through all 5.
We're going to do one Iron Eagle.
Yeah.
And then one American Ninja. And then
true.
an Iron Eagle.
We do have Iron Eagle 2 coming up. So, and because I like consistency, it's hopefully just going to be the same same group for all of the American Ninja movies. So you all been drafted into the rest of them.
Crap.
Welcome today to our panel. It's Clint Bush this morning. Clint, how are you, sir?
I'm doing fantastic today.
Yeah.
Having a good day. Yeah.
You're not mad?
Well, I'm not mad.
Okay.
I'm never mad.
I thought this one was going to make you mad.
Really?
Yeah.
No, this one wasn't terrible.
Okay.
It was way better than that Ernest Steamer.
All right. Anyway, Joseph Goretowski. Speaking of smart people who think Ernest is cool.
Yeah.
How are you today, sir?
I'm doing okay. I'm filling in again.
You are.
I've been doing a lot of fill-ins lately.
You're
What
right.
is with the rest of the cast and crew? What,
I
they
don't
just
know.
drop it
They
out?
say they can be places, and then they get jobs.
They have lives.
Well, that's literally what happened, right?
Yeah.
Ryan was
Bills.
supposed to be here,
Yeah.
and he got a new job, and so. But
Did he?
we appreciate that you just jump in, man.
Hey, man, I'm here.
It's perfect.
Well, congratulations to Ryan on the new
Yes,
job.
Ryan.
Yes.
Good job,
Fabulous,
buddy.
Ryan.
I actually seen him yesterday.
If you still have it at
right.
this time.
Yeah.
Mel, how's the shoe sword?
I had to get out of there. Took a day off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you just put a we'll be back tomorrow sign, or do you have anybody else that works?
No,
there?
I put the "we'll be back in 15 minutes."
Oh, geez.
It's just on repeat.
Okay, perfect. Well, look, I'm excited that you guys are here today. I want to know, first of all, before we even get into the vitals, had any of you, this movie came out in 1985, which would have made us all around the age of about 6.
True.
So have any of you actually seen the movie prior to this week?
Seen it. I lived it.
Did you?
This reminded me of my ninja training when I was 6.
Yeah.
Perfect. Except you
At least you remember your ninja
I was just going to say,
Well,
you
yeah.
Not so much.
didn't have amnesia. You remember all of it.
Well, most of it that I can
Yeah. No one found you
speak
on the
about
side.
on air.
No one found you on the side of a road in Antioch,
No,
Illinois,
no.
and raised you from.
It's worse than that, yeah.
Gotcha.
This poor guy.
It was a truck
found on the
stop,
side of the road, right? As
At a
baby.
truck stop, apparently.
As
Yeah.
a baby.
Yeah.
Raised completely by some guy he doesn't remember because he later in life is blown up while they're clearing for a road.
That's right.
Full amnesia.
Are we talking about Mel still?
No.
No.
And then he completely forgets how to
Spoiler
express
alert. We're
emotion.
talking about the.
I'm just
the
like,
actual film.
I thought,
My-
I'm like, this is exactly like the movie.
My story involved Uncle Bob and things we
Yeah.
don't talk about.
No, I already
Gotcha.
know the story.
So does your ninja training come into play a lot with selling shoes?
No.
Oh, you
No,
stink.
it was kind of a waste of time.
Gotcha. Well, this is not going to be a waste of time tuning in today. I want to tell you, thank you for listening.
Yes.
And look, if you're with us today, if you guys could do us a huge favor, first of all, just thank you for being here. If you could leave us a review on the app that you're using. So if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify, leave us a review. 5 stars really helps us increase our rating, which increases how far we get pushed out to people. And so it's a great way to help us spread the word about Bad Movies Rule. Also want to let you know there's some merch available if you'd like to get. There is a plethora, as a callback to our Three Amigos episode, of merch available. If you go to teepublic.com, that's TEE public.com, and you can search Bad Movies Rule, and there's all kinds of stuff you can get to rep some swag for the brand. Also, if you'd like to email the show with some suggestions or just questions, anything that you'd like us to answer, we can be reached at thisshowIstrash@gmail.com. It's a great way to interact with us and get us some suggestions. We've got a movie list right now that's over 200 films long, but we're always looking to add more to it today. Let's jump into the vitals for this movie as we are going to dive in here to American Ninja, sometimes also found as American Warrior, which is weird because now there's famously American Ninja Warrior, and this movie has had both of those titles.
It's not nearly as good.
No.
You need to put them together.
Then they don't display nearly the athleticism that they do in American Ninja Warrior.
True story.
In this movie.
Now, if they had an American Ninja Warrior where it was like the tryouts and it was just the people failing, like when they do the singing competitions, that would be an amazing show.
It would be great.
That's kind of like Wipeout, though, isn't it?
This movie
Pretty
was
much.
directed by Sam Furstenberg, and so this is a canon picture. We've talked about a couple of canon movies. This is that really insane movie studio from the 80s that was just popping out these ridiculous movies.
Some of the best assless or
Yes.
monk movie studio stuff ever.
Right. The Masters of the Universe, Electric Boogaloo 2.
Oh, that wasn't Jim Cotta people?
No, they
I was
didn't do
getting the
Jim
same
Cotta,
feel.
but the same feel, right?
Yeah.
That's like on the wheelhouse. A lot of Chuck Norris movies, the Cannon group, and this was a Cannon picture. Michael Dudikoff starred in it, along with Steve James, the guy with 2 first names, and Judy Aronson. And Sam Furstenberg, the director, you look at his filmography, and he looked like he was just like Cannon's go-to guy. Like he did like Ninja 3, he did just every schlocky 80s karate movie you could probably find is on this guy's filmography. And it was written by Paul DeMilch, we'll say? I don't know. Never wrote anything else. This was all he wrote. Had a budget of $1 million.
Oh, yeah.
Estimated, of course.
That's
Yes.
good stuff.
And the box office was $10.5 million. This made like a 1,000% profit.
How
That's
much of that was
crazy.
just laundering for the guy they got to borrow the house and compound from?
I know they took all of their profit and immediately dumped it into some other crummy movie.
Yeah.
Maybe this went into Masters of the Universe. I don't know.
That's why it ran out of money.
That's why. That's honestly why they ran out of money ultimately and are no longer around. Movie currently sits at a 5.5 on IMDb.
I thought that was going to be a 5.5% on Rotten Tomatoes.
No, it's
gonna say,
0.
The 5.5 feels high.
It's 0.3 under Air America, which I feel like is
Air America was much better.
Yeah, it's
0.3 at least.
0.3 better.
Yeah.
They should be closer, I think. But
How dare
has an audience score of 49%, which is amazing to me, which means almost half of the people that watched it liked it.
Which 2 of you did not like this?
Yeah.
Mel is hateful. Got it.
I actually
That's fine.
I like
I
it.
enjoyed it.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Well, that's a good time to get into this now because the next question I'm going to ask you guys is what your overall impressions were of the movie, Joe. So if you liked it, I want to start on a positive note. Tell me what you thought of this movie.
Okay, I have a 2-part thing. So
Yeah.
I definitely enjoyed it, but this brought back some repressed memories. A quick, I'm younger brother, to my obviously older brother.
Yes.
Math checks out.
Yep,
We're good?
math checks out. Yep. This was the type of movie he would watch and then try out all the ninja moves on me.
Of course.
No.
So,
Fortunately for you, none of these ninja moves were any good.
I watched this show yesterday, and I'm going to be taking a trip down to his place sometime soon, and then roundhouse kicking him right in the junk.
So,
Grind.
And it's going to be the greatest thing ever.
you were having some major PTSD?
I was, but all around, I actually did enjoy this movie.
Okay.
My inner child just glittered with glee. It was glorious.
But every time that someone threw a kick or something, you had like a flashback and,
Yeah, but it was good, though. It
was good,
I liked it. I liked it. I liked it.
I'm happy to hear that. Mel, did you just have this on like on the corner TV in the shoe store, or did you watch this at home? Did you get to pay attention to the whole thing?
One of those.
No,
like,
I sat there with a bowl of popcorn,
Okay.
sit back in my nice comfy chair,
Yeah.
and tried to be amazed.
And were you successful?
No.
But you tried.
The dog ate my popcorn, and my chair broke.
Oh. But what'd you feel about the movie other than that?
It's a movie.
It is.
Yes.
Okay.
Thanks for clearing that one.
Okay.
Math
So-
checks out.
Yeah, this is good. To the whiteboard, everybody.
Check the whiteboard.
I wish my facial expressions could transfer to the air here. That whole face for radio thing. But
Yep.
I mean, even on the air here, without seeing you at all, you still show more facial expression than the main character.
Michael
of this
Dudikoff?
entire movie.
yes,
You're right. You've already
Zoolander himself.
You've already emoted more than Michael Dudikoff did.
Absolutely.
What did you think of this movie?
This movie is just dripping with douchery. I mean, the first scene, we'll get to that in a moment, but
Yeah.
just like from the gate, it's like, oh, I hate this guy. I hate this guy. I hate this
Ventura
guy.
scene?
I hate this guy.
Yeah.
How do I hate every character in the movie that they gave us for the first half an hour? I can't fathom it. But I really enjoyed this movie.
Yeah, I think it would have helped the movie to give us one person we cared about.
An actual hero type.
Like just one. Just
Yeah.
one, right? Yeah. Well, I enjoy the movie to a certain extent. It's like, all right, you want to make a silly ninja movie? Cool. I'm cool with that. Let's watch a silly ninja movie. But at least make the ninja stuff cool.
Ninja-y.
Yeah. Like the ninjutsu's got to be good. Like none of the fight scenes really had any like, I don't know if it was the way it was shot or edited or the sound mix or whatever, but the fights had like no real impact.
Well, it was more like ninjutsu.
No real impact?
Yeah.
I disagree, but we'll get into that.
Okay, we'll get into it.
There was one really stout impact.
There was. It was a face with a windshield, but we'll talk about that when we get there.
too.
That was the hardest hit of the entire.
Oh my gosh, I wrote that one down.
All right, well let's just jump into it, guys. This is another one of those movies, and I feel like we're on a run of these where it doesn't waste any time at all. It just goes straight into it. No context. Or like, figure it out when you figure it out. Catch up to us when you figure out what's going on. We're not going to explain anything. We're just going.
Yep.
Right?
Hold on.
Hold on
Going
tight.
for a ride.
And so how do we want to introduce? We've got our cool, aloof, ninja badass character. And how we want to introduce this guy. How do we want to let the audience know how cool he is?
Look at how shiny my knife is.
Yeah,
He's got the reflexes of a cat. That's right. Speed of a mongoose.
That's right.
I throw it. I dare you. Chucks the knife and just hits next to him and he doesn't do anything.
Honestly, it's just like,
Yep. Okay. That's our guy.
I can't play in your hacky sack game because I'm looking at my knife. He doesn't talk for like 20 minutes.
yeah.
Yeah.
This guy, I mean, normally you might think, okay, I've seen movies like with Keanu Reeves and Clint Eastwood, and they like where guys just don't talk for a long part of the movie.
Right.
But here's the difference: they like are cool and talented, and they can like convey emotion
Right.
without speaking. This guy had none of that.
I don't think they had enough money to pay him, and it was just his headshot. And somebody, you know what I mean? Like, that's all they had was the headshot.
Yes.
So they just edited it in, which was a great job for 1985.
There were times where I wanted like somebody check his pulse, make sure he's still alive.
This was the predecessor to Weekend at Bernie's.
Ooh. I think the honestly difference between like Clint Eastwood and, non-speaking roles is for the simple fact of the other people around aren't having a big conversation with the character as well.
Right.
I think that's the thing, because if you just sit there and look, was all quiet out in the desert, it would be cool.
By himself with no one around.
What he's like,
It just dawned on him like, can we talk for 10 more minutes about the the difference between Clint Eastwood and Michael Dudikoff. Like, as far as the East is from the West, it just dawned on me.
I mean,
that
his chin is
we're
very chiseled.
comparing these two people.
There are two fantastic chins in this movie.
Can we talk about pizza? old Flathead Joe, as I've been calling him as I watch this. The man has got a pizza face where his chin comes into a perfect triangle point, but the top of his head is totally flat.
That's what's hot on the runway this year.
Am I wrong?
His face looks like his torso
It's got a torso face.
because his shoulders are so broad.
It
His
looks
waist is so skinny.
He looks like a Dick Tracy character. You know what I mean? Like,
I thought you were just gonna say he looks like a dick.
no, he'd be like
Tracy character.
Triangle Head or something would have been his character. It was just, it did not seem like, I don't know if it was how close his eyes were together or what, but I'm just like, I just don't like this guy. Let's just look at his face. Does that make me a shallow person? I don't care.
It's okay.
He's pretty much Derek Zoolander in real life.
Right. But with a flat head.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, the movie is at an army base, and I know that as a shoe salesman, you're an expert in army protocol.
Yes.
Just in a general sense, how do you feel like the army and the protocols were represented in this movie?
You know, I don't usually use the foul language, but they really shit the bed on this one. Okay. First scene in the movie.
Yes.
So the convoy.
Yeah, they're transporting
Would you have
something.
the car out front of a convoy?
Why would you have a car with some sort of VIP in the front of a convoy? First of all. Number two, why is this car going with this convoy full of weapons? That's supposed to be, because if you look in the back, you got cases and cases of HE artillery rounds.
Yep.
Right.
You've got no security. You've got no gun truck.
I thought they were just hauling boxes
just-
of Fragile.
Right. Fragile. It's French. Like the French bad guy.
Right. The French bad guy from.
That's right.
You've
South
got
America.
a whole bunch of guys in some mismatched uniforms.
Right.
And it's just...
Are army trucks that explosive that when they just fall over, they blow up?
Yeah, the
Wow.
one literally fell on its side and exploded.
I mean,
It was like a Pinto.
pretty much.
So yeah, they're transporting weapons, but I thought at first it was literally just an escort mission where they're just trying to get the daughter where she deals. But no, you're right. They were
Yeah, an escort with like 5 dudes in trucks.
transporting things. Not only that, they not have any guns on them. They weren't going to put up a fight at all, right? They were just going to be like, let them take whatever you want.
We're
I
under
mean,
orders to
they're under orders.
not put
not
up a fight.
engage.
Not
Yeah.
engage.
To be lame.
Right. And so they're
We find out
stopped.
why at the end?
They're stopped by some
Don't spoil it.
Cuban, Spanish, Filipino. I mean,
Yeah.
Construction workers.
It's really hard to tell in this movie where the hell they are.
They're in the Philippines.
They shot it in the Philippines,
Right.
But everyone's speaking Spanish,
Right. Well,
and none of the guys looked Filipino.
well,
that
they were
attacked
speaking
them.
Japanese as
With a-
well.
with a-
Well, but
French
that's
accent.
the ninjas. That's what I'm
Right.
saying. You got a French bad guy who has Japanese ninjas, and the guerrillas are Cuban, and they're in the Philippines. Like,
Which-
none of it is really squaring.
Our French guy, he's actually from Oklahoma, so there's no reason for that accent.
and
mean
his
Don
name is
Stewart?
Ortega.
Right? He's a tortilla farmer, or
I imagine that he just plants out back with tortillas growing all over the place, and that's where they're making their money.
that's what the plantation was. It was
Right.
the Ortega tortilla farm. Why? Okay, so why is the guy named Ortega speaking with a French accent,
In the Philippines.
played by a guy named Don Stewart?
Right.
Okay, in the Philippines, and there's not a single
With
Filipino
ninjas.
bad guy with Japanese ninjas.
Right.
Ish.
Because
You know what? That's the best explanation I've heard so far.
$1 million
Joe.
budget. They did this
You're welcome.
movie in one take. I don't think there was any reshoots at all.
I mean, just think about this.
they
Think
used
the,
his headshot.
the Canon guys, they get the normal guy, like, give us all the goons and the henchmen and stuff, and they're all like, you know, somebody in the back, a PA was like, should we actually get some Filipinos in here? He's like, fire that guy immediately. Please. We're trying to make a movie out here. It's called American Ninja with Cubans and Japanese guys following a French guy. We don't have time for this bull crap. All right, so these guerrillas stop them on the side of the road.
Carry on.
All right, and old Squarehead Joe tries to play hero because, I don't know what, the daughter is insane and doesn't know how to stay in a car and shut up.
She is the worst. She is
Another character we
the
hate.
worst.
Yeah.
I never I don't condone violence.
And I made the mistake now, just want to clarify, of calling him Square Head Joe, but it's Triangle Head Joe.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
Go ahead. You're right. She is
terrible. Horrible. I mean, with the last one I was on, I made, a list of how to get a guy.
Yeah, I remember.
All right,
And no, I didn't make a list. I was going to.
Just saying, she had the say on her face. It's like, all right, hit me.
She had a punchable face. That she was
Yeah.
I never hated a female character more.
Yeah,
than this one.
they're trying to like rob them, and she's the only one that won't shut up and cooperate, right? I mean,
She doesn't care. She's worried about her hair. She's
Right.
annoyed by everything.
right.
She speeds off with the car because
Right.
they have, the
Mercedes.
yeah. So they have. So the convoy gets
hold on.
stopped by the.
Let's go one further. She's egging on the dude in the front seat.
Yeah.
Just go, forget about it. Just get out of here. And he goes to crank this thing up and won't start.
It won't start, but she turns it over. Yeah.
This is the worst ever.
Yeah. So the convoy gets stopped by the construction workers, and it's a setup.
Right.
They're gonna ambush them and take the weapons. Right.
Right.
So the entire time, she is just trying to egg the guy on, and then when she does get the vehicle, she crashes it and then punches the vehicle like it's the vehicle's fault that she drives off the road onto a pole or tree and flips it.
She did kick.
She
Yeah,
hops
she did.
out.
She hit it.
She hops out of it though first, and then like she gets up, looks around and
I was
everything,
hoping
and she
she
looks
was
at the
dead.
car and she's like,
Yeah.
just
Right.
slaps
Just
it.
slaps it.
It's all right. Anyway,
So, but that causes Flathead Joe to have to go full ninja mode
Yeah.
immediately. Still hasn't said a word.
Nope.
But I don't know. He should have got shot at least 17 different times.
Right.
Like he's just walking up, punching people, and none of the gorillas fire around. They're just like, "Hey, stop punching my guys." Right.
the one gorilla's still sitting there holding the gun to the other guy and
Right.
watching his buddies just get killed.
Just get killed.
Oh, is it my turn? Yeah, is it my turn? Okay, I'll point my gun at you.
Now, eventually, the first guy that actually fires around tries to shoot the Mercedes as she takes off in it, and then casually turns and tries to shoot Joe. But good thing he had a screwdriver that he could
a
use as a
tire
ninja star.
iron.
That's right. What was it? It was
crowbar.
a crowbar,
And then
a lug,
a four-way.
Four-way.
And he
Lug
takes
wrench.
this four-way out. When he throws it, it is like 3 times the diameter. I mean, it's clearly foam padded or something. Four-way.
It's like a pool noodle. It's so thick.
painted to look like a tire iron. Oh my gosh!
They are the tools of the ninja.
But that's basically the classically trained ninja with the 4-way lug wrench.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. That's how they do it in Japan. But yeah, so it's Joe versus guys with machine guns, and he wins with his tire irons and crowbars
And his flathead.
and screwdrivers and his flathead.
And the ducking just his shoulder.
Oh my
Back
gosh.
12 degrees to miss every shot.
How many bullets does this guy dodge in the movie just by like giving like a head fake
I think all
or
of
diving out of the way?
Or like letting go with one arm
all of
while
them.
he's hanging.
You've got the 80s trope of firing from the hip down here.
Yeah, right.
Where nobody shoulders it, nobody looks down the sights, everybody just kind of,
That doesn't work?
no.
They hold a goat.
But that's how Rambo does it. That's how Rambo did it. He just held it at his waist. All right, so in the middle of all this nonsense, and it really was nonsense, random forest ninjas come out of nowhere.
I had wrote down tree ninjas.
Tree ninjas, sure, same thing. They just emerge.
Yeah.
And again, they've explained nothing. So yeah, eventually we figure out who they are. But man, in that first scene, it's kind of random.
Yeah.
It's just like, who is in our forest? Right? And it's almost like the forest sage is kind of what I thought of immediately from the next level.
Yes.
I thought they were robbing the guys that were robbing them. But it turns out that they were kind of there to
The
make
same
sure it went
people?
down.
They were with
Yeah.
the gorillas. Yeah. I'm like, they're about to get third partied here. But that's not what happened.
Makes me question what's going on in the Philippines in the 80s.
Are they the green ninjas or the blue ninjas?
Did you guys notice
Yellow.
when she was trying to get away after she crashed a Mercedes, the guy with the gun was grabbing her and she tries to fight him with grass,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
She literally picks up grass and tries to hit him with it while he has a machine gun. Nobody gets shot.
No.
Right.
Well, some dudes get ninja stabbed.
Right. There's a couple of guys who just get lasered right through the friggin' heart with these ninja stick with stabby.
I was surprised how, considering the tone I thought the movie was, they're just happy to kill some soldiers.
Yeah.
In this movie,
They weren't like gory, like great bloody, like they made it actual, entertaining. But yeah, they stabbed the heck out of some people.
They did. And
Joe killed a guy.
how about the random pickaxe laying in the dirt that the dude just got knocked on top of?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was crazy. And then he, at one point, Flathead, jumps on top of the truck and throws a chain through the windshield.
Hooks the steering
wheel.
Yep.
And car goes perfectly straight.
And the explosive, that's when the explosive truck lands on its side and blows up. This is all in the first 5 minutes of the movie. Then this is the kind of the coup de grace of the whole scene. He's got the girl there. Joe has now made his way to the girl, and he is able to deflect and block 3 arrows with a shovel handle.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the last one literally like right in front of her face.
Yeah.
Who is he?
And that prompts him.
skill.
Yes, exactly. Who is that? He knew he was an American ninja
Yeah.
just because his shovel move.
It is punishable by death to teach ninjutsu to the American.
It is apparently.
To the Westerners.
I was so annoyed with the not the proper way of wearing your COVID mask with the leader ninja. He's below the nose.
Just because he had his nose out of it.
Yeah, I don't think ninjas, the COVID safe ninja mask are supposed to be wore above the nose.
I think you're right.
not
Just
below the
eyes
nose.
only.
It should be eyes only for ninjas, right?
Should be.
But they wanted to make sure you could see his tattoo. That's why he had the wider face.
Is that what it was?
His little teardrop when he got in prison. That's what I looked like
ninja
at
star.
first.
Black Star Ninja.
Okay, but why is the name Ninja in his name? Because
He's a ninja.
No, but he calls him
He's not an airline
Black Star
pilot.
Ninja.
He's not an airline pilot.
Black Star Ninja. Be like saying ATM machine. Okay? Because the
never go to
machine
an
is
ATM
already in
machine?
the M.
hot
It's
water
automated
heater?
teller machine.
Do you have a hot water heater?
I have a hot water heater.
No, you don't.
No, you don't. You have a water heater.
I have a hot water heater.
Riveting
When I
conversation,
turn on
folks.
the faucet, hot water comes out. It's a hot water heater.
But there's no need to heat hot water.
Yes,
It's a
you have
water
to.
heater.
It's already heated.
How's it supposed to get hotter? How's it supposed to get hotter,
It's already
Clint?
hot.
This show is trash
not
at
hot.
gmail.com, folks.
Okay? If you turn on the faucet and it's cold, then you need to make the water hot. It's a hot water heater.
It's a water heater.
Maybe people didn't know he's a ninja. If it was just
Is it
Bob
always cold
Smith-
every time it comes out?
No. 'cause
Then there's a
because
hot
it
water
heated it.
heater.
No.
Yes.
It's because it heated it.
It heated it,
It heated
which
the
makes
cold
it a hot
water.
water heater.
It heated the cold water to hot water.
Wouldn't it be a water heated then? Nothing.
Anyways, I want to take this time to look at my YouTube viewers and talk about some certain things that are really true and dear to me.
All right, so
Oh, I'm sorry. You guys done? I was just taking time at our YouTube, addressing them. But okay, we're back.
all right, so
All right.
so Flathead and the girl get chased through the jungle as they've taken off.
The screwdriver.
Which after Black Star Ninja is like watching him run away in slow motion. To me, he's like, "Who is that?
He has great skill.
He has great skill. I want him." I think this movie could have gone in that direction if they'd pushed that a little harder. Anyway, she won't shut up. You're trying to hide in the jungle from ninjas,
Yeah.
and she won't shut up.
I never wanted
Those
to
were
get
some
shot
expensive
so
shoes.
bad in this movie. I wanted her to get shot. All the way
Just
from
let her catch
the
one.
moment the moment she took the car and they're shooting at the car, I was like, oh, she's gonna get hit.
Yes.
And she never did.
No, and she's
I
just
wanted her to get hit. Is that wrong of me? I felt so
no.
bad.
This-
but I
Joe
wanted
felt-
her
this is the
to
only
get taken
emotion.
out so early.
This is the only time where I don't think he conveyed emotion. It wasn't with his face. It was with the way he put his hand completely over her mouth and nose.
And nose. I'm like, I think she's suffocating.
Full suffocation mode.
She'll shut up eventually.
She will.
She was being terrible. She was ripping on him. She was like, "Oh, I hope you're going to go buy me another pair of shoes all the way in Italy or wherever it was that I got these stupid things." And then he cuts her dress and all.
Then all of a sudden,
And she's
she's like, "Oh,
horrible to him until she sees him with his shirt off. No joke. From that moment for the rest of the movie, her entire demeanor towards him changes.
It was pretty much the same with me.
Is that how it worked with you?
I hated the guy until he took his shirt off, and then you know what? He's in my top 3 now, maybe.
You know what? I don't know. We got to see what happens with this guy and these ninjas now. I want to know.
I'm really rooting for this guy.
I was invested.
he does have
those
amazing
nipples.
Honestly, though, that's a power move, right? That's the one thing Dudikoff, I mean, Has that ever worked for you, Joe? Like
No.
a girl's being mean to you, you just rip your shirt off, and the whole thing changes.
I think that
I'm going to try it.
I think that women don't respond to the mono ab quite the same way.
I think it's a power move, guys. That I think we need to learn something from these movies. We have to spend all this time watching these crummy movies. We got to take something away from them.
All right.
We got to try this next time. Whether it's your wife,
Just
or
woman
some
in
random
public.
Karen in the grocery store is just really making you angry.
Just take it.
Do the Dudikoff power move and just take
Be a
the
man.
shirt
I
off.
Take your
thought
shirt
you might
off.
pull out your knife and just cut the skirt and tie the legs together.
You could try that, but I think I start with like option A.
Yeah, that's a less offensive way to start, trying to de-escalate the
So
situation.
you're just going to just skip through half the hard work Dudikoff put in. I think you got to grab her, try and suffocate her, drag her through a jungle, break her shoes, cut the skirt, then take the shirt off, or it doesn't work.
That's called the full Dudikoff.
Yeah.
That's step one.
You never go full Dudikoff.
All right, but it is true. Her entire demeanor changes, and they're basically boyfriend and girlfriend from that moment on. No joke. She turns into a little giggly, oh my gosh, my dad saw us out here. Ha 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 ha.
I mean, you seen him.
Like yes, I saw him. Everybody saw him.
A tall drink of water.
That's right.
We were still thinking about it.
All right, so we have the obligatory after this. Like, let's go check out the bad guy scene. Let's get the lay of the land. Who are these guys? What are they trying to do? We don't really get a lot of answers to questions, but we do see a lot of different colored ninjas on playground equipment.
Yes. The heavily
the
modified
purpose?
swing set.
Yeah. What was the purpose of the skeleton picture?
That's it. I don't know.
Why not?
This is the bone.
That's pretty much what it is.
Don't hit here.
Don't forget.
Don't
this.
forget. Yeah.
It's a face. This is where his neck is.
His genital region is about here.
Here, there's
Kick it hard.
There's a big red arrow.
I don't.
It's like ninja school.
It was.
It's kind of like when you go to the doctor, like when you go to become a doctor, right? And they show you the chart, right? And they're like, here's how
That's how doctors train.
Yeah, so like here's
playground
how you're a doctor.
Yes. On the monkey bars. A skeleton the size of the monkey bars.
No, I'm talking about with the chart.
Yes.
The doctors get their chart.
Oh.
That's like the ninja chart.
Do you think
Right?
doctors have a chart of a ninja?
No, I think the doctors have a chart of a person. They're
I think
like,
they would have to be
here's where their stomach is.
Oh,
If they've got a
okay.
stomach problem, you got to take that out. Here's how their legs work.
Okay.
All that stuff.
I imagine James is looking at the operation board.
You guys have never seen
Yes.
like a
I know what you're
Tylenol
talking
commercial
about.
where it's just like a person with a tube going down in their stomach,
Oh yeah.
like those kinds of things.
That's how real life is.
Yeah.
Well, and you've got doctor school where they've got those big swinging things with nurses back and forth. You
You got to dodge them. People coming up to you with like medical bills and you're trying to
Malpractice.
like malpractice suits, and you just got to dodge them.
You got to climb the rope to get away from the lawyer.
That's right. That's right. What are the different? What's the difference between the different colors? That's what I want to know.
As confusing as the different colors are, that's probably going to be, in their form of whatever martial arts they're teaching, which isn't ninjutsu. Instead of colored belts, they've got full colored robes. I don't know.
Well, they said the black ones are the best ones.
Right. But then we get the trainer. The most confusing part of all of this, we
Yeah.
get the head ninja comes out here, Black Star Ninja. And
Black Star Ninja.
he
Yes.
demonstrates his prowess by taking out some low-level
Red
crappy
one. They're red
ninjas.
guys, right?
Yeah.
Just kills one.
But then he just kills one at the end, like, look at how incompetent my people are. That's how good of a trainer I am.
Oh, right.
Worst morale booster in the world.
Because the tortilla farmer Victor Ortega was walking
Yes.
some new bad guys around that had just
Yeah.
got there to be like, gaze upon my gardener, he's bald and good, and then gaze upon my multicolored ninjas, for they are also good, right?
Except for this one, we're going to kill him.
Right. But that's basically the scene.
But every fight scene in this movie, for the most part, is like, we're going to throw a move. Now, we've got 3 people attacking one guy, and they all throw the same move, and then wait, and then I'll hit this guy, and then this guy, and then I'll hit this guy, and then they all throw one move.
They're
and
very
wait.
patient.
You got to wait
Yeah.
your turn.
That's right.
They're good.
Oh, I thought you
No,
had some-
we covered it.
Okay.
I was going to say something, but we covered it all.
That's
Got
how we
it.
fight.
It was
We should have a fight later.
beautiful.
And never more than one person can move at a time.
This was 90s. This was a beautiful 90s cheesy action flick. I mean, this
Yeah.
for me and my inner child was just so happy.
Oh, yeah.
Because there was just all these army trucks and all these army guys and then ninjas.
Oh, look,
I
might have been the only one that saw it. Maybe you saw. I think you said you saw it when you were a kid. I loved it when I was 10. I mean, it was like I loved this movie. It's the only reason I put it on the list originally because I rememrered it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I loved the fact that everything was during the day.
Everything.
There was nothing that was like
There's like one scene.
one night.
Yeah, one or two
meet me by the motor
minor
pool or
ones.
something, and that
Right.
was some stupid thing. But for the most part, there was just it was great. You could see everything.
The whole
It was
break
just-
out
it
of
was
the brig.
Just a nice.
Oh, certainly.
The whole
cheesy.
breaking
Okay,
out of the
I'm sorry.
brig is.
I'm
at
getting
night.
ahead of myself.
Yeah.
It's at night.
I'm excited.
But it's true.
I loved
about
it.
that.
As much as we love to talk trash about this, we're starting and we're 37 minutes in
I
about
know.
how terrible this movie is.
We're
It was
only
a
10
great
minutes
movie.
into the movie.
Right.
Great movie, guys.
So after we get to gaze upon the bad guy operations, and what I gathered is that Victor Ortega is farming his tortillas and wanting to steal military equipment, and he's got maybe some contacts on the inside that allows him to do it, and he's going to sell them to other people. But it's like a plantation on a nondescript island that they're on that we never really, are certain it's the Philippines, but we know that's where they shot it. So we go back in the army, and now old Flathead is being shunned by everyone because they're saying, he tried to play hero ball at the convoy or whatever, and
four guys got killed,
and they all blame him for it
Because of him.
Yeah.
because he was the only one that because of a girl. Because
But first, some detective work. Do you know about ninjutsu?
oh, you mean
Ninjas.
Jackson? This is where I meet Jackson, right? Who comes after they're all shunning, Joe. Jackson comes up and's like, "We got to fight."
Yeah.
Right in front of everybody, and they have like this. I don't know. You can call it a fight. No one
Tussle.
really ever lands a
It was
punch.
a tussle.
It was just Joe doing judo, which I thought he was a ninja.
Yeah.
Right?
No, he was definitely doing, enemy momentum used against him. Yeah. He didn't throw a single ninja move.
No. What'd you guys think of Steve James as Jackson?
Steve James.
Loved him.
Wonderful
Yeah,
chin.
he was like-
fantastic chin.
That's why I think they became friends. I think after that fight, he's like, "Hey, you got the same chin as me. Let's be friends." They both had the triangle chin.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
4 of my great friends died, but you threw me around nicely. We're cool now.
That
That's
helped
right.
me
And
out.
then he tells everybody else.
Hey, guys.
Joe's,
I can admit when I'm wrong.
Yep, this guy's cool now.
it's literally a line.
Dave is still dead, man. I don't care. This guy's cool. Did you see how he threw me around?
He threw the bucket on me.
Yep,
See this?
yep.
I'm all wet.
He did the bucket thing. Come
The
on.
bucket thing. That
He took his shirt off. Look at the guy.
Steve James is a freak because he's even more ripped than Dudikoff is. When
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
ridiculous.
And he does have a sweet mustache.
He does, and he's actually, unlike Michael Dudikoff prior to this movie, was actually a martial artist. And so apparently the two of them did not get along at all during filming and had to be mostly kept separate from each other.
Wow.
And it wasn't until they did American Ninja 2 that they buried the hatchet and started to get along. But there was no love lost between the two of them while making this movie. Because he saw him, I'm assuming, as a fraud. And
Probably.
He was.
well, he was.
Yes.
Have you ever seen a main character who's supposed to be a ninja, supposed to know karate or whatever martial art you want to throw out there, that threw the moves looking as unathletic as Michael Dudikoff did?
Chris Farley.
Okay, well, Chris Farley in Beverly Hills Ninja
True.
also, but someone that looked the part, but just was so unathletic to me.
Karate Kid.
No, Ralph Macchio threw better kicks and punches than this guy did.
True.
Did he? He barely even punched, but a handful of people. He was mostly using. Anyway, we're not going
Stuff.
to get into it.
Yeah. We're just going to skip that.
We're just going to, or we'll be here forever.
Let's move on to the jump.
Basics is he sucks.
Yeah. So the basic, yeah, he sucks. So
Wait, who sucks?
yes.
Okay.
Did they appear in this movie?
Every
Yes.
character we've
They
seen
suck.
so far.
Wait a minute. There's one guy in this movie that I absolutely adore.
Oh, tell me, please.
Okay. Let me.
So that I can poop on this.
Is it
No.
It's the stunt man on the motorcycle.
Philip
right?
Brock.
Who's Philip Brock?
He was in an episode of MASH.
Madison.
Yep.
Dude with the long hair, the driver.
He was the driver. He was the chauffeur.
Oh, the guy with the
Hacky sack
poofy
dude.
hair?
Yeah.
That dude's hair was legendary.
That guy sucks.
I
That guy was terrible the whole time.
actually really was happy to see him because the only time I've ever seen him in anything else was an episode of MASH.
Yeah.
And where he played a stuttering...
Drag queen.
No.
Oh.
A stuttering patient. He was a patient in the MASH unit, and he had a bad stutter.
You know how?
So it really resonated with me because I have a stutter.
You know how I know that he didn't do a lot
Oh, he
in
did
his film
nothing.
career is
Yeah.
because when you look on IMDb and it goes through the cast, it's still his picture from this movie.
That's how you
on
know.
his IMDb.
Yeah.
Well,
the most
speaking of
current
which, because
thing.
that character is kind of the next guy that comes into play, is he picks up the daughter who he's got to take somewhere, and
To the airport
she
or-
convolutes this scheme with him to say, go back and tell Joe that he's got to deliver a letter to your girlfriend or whatever, and it's a way to get him off the base because he's been confined to the base since his stunt with the convoy. And he says, all right, I'll do it. I'll deliver your letter for you, but I'm going to need a way off. And so he asks Jackson if he can use his motorcycle, which was like a Kawasaki
Something.
Was it like a Harley?
I don't think it was
like a BMW Harley.
I don't think it was.
It was a car bike,
Yeah.
right?
Do you think that the starter cable
Was it
was frayed?
X Series
Probably was.
4700 car bike, red.
It's definitely red. Yeah. That part is true.
Was it a Kawasaki Ninja?
I don't think it was actually a Ninja. I think it was pre-Ninja, but I can't. Anyway, I don't know enough about motorcycles as everybody's told me.
It'd be better if it was.
So the thing that I want to mention here, and I want to hear your guys' thoughts about this, because what ends up happening is he takes the bike and he's like, all right, I'm going to use this bike to get out of here. He turns around and there's a perfectly made ramp going up and over the wall to get out of the base.
There's always a ramp.
He does a little circle with his bike, make sure he gives a cool look, or Joe's version of a cool look, back at them before taking off up the ramp, when he magically changed into a stunt double and jumped the wall and totally ate it.
Smashed
Landed
his
down flat.
face through the windshield of
Flat
this
landed
thing.
it into some soft dirt, which apparently was going to be enough.
They had a pile of soft dirt
Yeah.
there.
They had
Right, that's the
freshly
first-
tilled soil.
We need some soft dirt here,
Right
boys.
in the middle of the street.
Yep.
Let's do that.
Dude, he cases this thing out so hard that the fairing is falling off of the bike. And then he head almost into the triple clamp and then up straight into the windshield of the fairing as it's tipping.
Right.
Oh, dude, this guy got hurt.
And I didn't see it the first
got
time. We
hurt
went back and
bad.
watched it, but because I read online about the stunt double that
Yeah.
went face into the windshield, and I went back and watched, and it's straight up. If you guys go look, his face goes directly. I mean, it looks painful.
Crushes the windshield.
Yes.
With his face.
I think multiple guys died on this movie. I mean, I can't back that up with any kind of real search.
At least 4.
But I mean, doesn't feel like a safe production.
Yes, we'll get to another.
Because there's another one down the road here, but that guy wasn't wearing a helmet or anything, and he just got a mouthful of glass or plastic or whatever that windshield is made out
Plexi.
of. Plexi.
Yeah.
I'm sure that was really flexible and gave really easily for his
Oh,
grill.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yep, he didn't lose any teeth or anything.
Nope. The same company that sold the soft dirt sold the plexi.
That's right. And so he picks up the colonel's daughter and takes her on a cool as ice date,
Yes.
right? Where they basically drive around on his motorcycle and look at stuff.
Yes.
Sit in
No
high
construction
chairs.
site.
No, they didn't go to a construction site, sadly.
It'd be better if they had.
I like how a lot of the scenery in this movie looks nice and scenic, but then there's times in this movie where the backdrops are backdrops that
Clearly
don't move.
painted?
Yeah, like hey, that's a painting.
There's like a static ocean where the boats and the waves are not
Nothing
moving.
moves. Like yes, this is clearly the ocean we're shooting. In
She's
front.
like standing on her porch, staring off into the ocean, and it's just a painting 4 feet in front of her.
I didn't even catch that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It sold it for me because I didn't catch that. I'm serious.
I also noticed somewhere towards the end of the movie, in about the last half hour, 40 minutes, they got a new camera.
Oh, did they?
I think they did.
Oh yeah, dude, because the beginning of the movie is so grainy and old school, and then it's just all clean.
Yeah, because they probably crashed it on one of these stupid motorcycle stunts. Right. And okay, so this is something we got to bring up because they end up at dinner at the end of their cool as ice date. They're at dinner, and of course, the sergeant from the army who confined him to the barracks is sitting one table over, dining with the tortilla farmer himself,
Right.
Victor Ortega. They're literally right across from each other. And what does he say to him once they see that Joe's there?
Oh, he's there. Let me look at him. I want to kill him.
Right. While the waiter is standing right there,
Doing table
cooking
side.
their
grinding,
food,
like, or doing
want
table
today,
side,
Pepper?
whatever. Exactly. He's like, I want you to kill this guy. And I'm like,
The waiter's like, okay, senor.
Put something in his food.
I was like, dude, wait for the waiter to walk away before you order a hit on the guy one table down from you. So the way that the genius way the sergeant figures out how they're going to kill Joe is like, we're going to make him drive this truck into a warehouse full of ninjas.
Yes.
And this is the way that we're
Because
going
it
to
obviously worked the first time.
Obviously. That's the only way to do it. So they give him, they come in and give him you're in a lot of trouble. And they chew him out and like, you like to drive? I'll show you driving. Go to the motor pool and we're going to give you a job.
And you're going to take this truck full of like high-powered weapons, anti-air weapons to some nondescript warehouse with 2 dudes in a guard gate.
Yeah, right?
Sketchy
That's not
dudes.
sketchy at all. They're like, where's everybody? He's like,
Meh.
didn't even answer him. All right, guess I'll drop this off.
So that sergeant, by the way,
Yeah.
the thing that bothered the hell out of me, he's a first sergeant.
Okay.
And there's no way anybody's not calling him first sergeant. They're calling him Sarge and Sar.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
That doesn't fly?
No, that does not fly.
Well,
What do you make people call you at the shoe store?
I don't.
El
I don't want
Capitan?
people coming into the shoe store.
Your employees have to address you as something, right?
No, I don't let them talk to me.
Conquistador.
Everything's via email and text these days.
Fair enough. They're standing right there. They
No
need to
eye
ask you for
contact.
something. They have to text you.
well,
Right.
they threatened, and we're going to court-martial you. We're going to court-martial. They're going to court-martial this guy. They say they're going to throw him in the brig.
Every
a
scene
couple
he's
of
getting
times,
arrested.
but he's just confined to base. It's like, he's got a lot of freedom for somebody who's getting court-martialed and should be in the brig.
Honestly, well, and then even when he gets in the brig, that doesn't really matter anyway.
Yeah.
So he ends up in this warehouse, and of course, ninjas come out of nowhere. Come out of nowhere. He comes into this warehouse, and of course, ninjas come out of everywhere.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine the little meeting the ninjas had before, the little powwow. They're like, okay,
The huddle.
all right, boys, this is what we're gonna do. He's gonna come in, and we're gonna set up a trap. And there's one ninja going, wait, I got a great idea. I'm gonna sit in this barrel.
Yes.
I'm gonna sit in the barrel, and I'm gonna be real quiet. Then I'm gonna pop out, and I'm gonna stab him. And all the rest of the guys are like, dude, absolutely, we're totally gonna do that.
Yes. Yes, Jeff. That's the best. Man, you always have the
name
best
Ninja.
ninja ideas.
Jeff the Ninja, you're the best.
You're always thinking like
It's
a
not
real
Black
ninja.
Star Ninja. That's his actual name. Is Jeff Ninja.
Jeff Ninja.
We're gonna call him Jeff Ninja.
Ninja number 4.
I have a theory that all of those barrels were full of ninjas, and that they only got to pop out if they got stabbed into.
Right, because the sword accidentally goes into the barrel during a fight.
Yeah.
And a ninja was just inside it, happened to be inside it,
Well,
and was
God,
stabbed.
the funny
That ninja
thing
was
is,
probably like, come on, what are the chances?
but all of these guys die so ridiculously because legitimately he's in the barrel. He's not out yet.
The
he gets
odds are not in my
stabbed.
favor.
He gets stabbed into the barrel, and then he jumps up and out. I would assume the sword is still in him somewhere as it's inside this barrel. It's just not realistic. We
He
need
thought the
realism.
same thing. He
There
thought
are
the same thing.
There are 36 barrels, and he
36
stabbed the
more ninjas.
one barrel.
With the
that-
ninja.
On
and
accident,
Jeff was
while
just
falling
like,
backwards.
come on.
He just stands up.
Bullshit.
Jeff was in there, but he overslept.
That's right.
Everybody else came out of the barrels. That's how they got it.
That's what happens, Jeff.
That's how they
Damn it,
delivered
Jeff.
the ninjas.
Yeah. Sleeping on the job.
We need to get the ninjas in there.
All right, but I think this is so he rips through these ninjas like nothing, and I think this
like a cardboard barrel.
with Jeff as the perfect example is the right time to say this because Jeff's the perfect example. These are just the crappiest ninjas of all time, right? In this movie,
Not only the crappiest ninjas, these are the crappiest extras of all time.
Like the one that was dead but got up.
yes. There's a whole lot of that going on.
Yeah. Are we done shooting? Okay.
And I think you're right, Clint, when you said that no actual ninjas appeared in this movie because none of them were ninja-like in any way.
Not even.
They weren't.
slightly.
You couldn't even see their faces, and you could still just by their physicality and what they did, never buy them as an actual ninja,
Right.
Ever.
I
And
think
they're
there were
just
more
terrible.
ninjas in the Super Mario Brothers movie.
I think 99. I would bet 99% of the ninjas were white dudes that were like production assistants and key grips that they threw in ninja suits on and like get in there and throw a kick. That's about the level of
Do
what
some
this looked
stretching
like.
first.
Yeah.
For everybody
it
not,
took offense.
Yeah, for everybody not that can see that, my microphone just dropped out of
Just
nowhere.
literally just did a mic drop itself.
Oh, it did a mic drop.
It loved the punchline so much it just dropped it itself.
All right, that was weird.
All right, so
All right, continue.
But these are the Krabby ninjas, but these are also the black ninjas, which are supposed to be the best ones.
Right.
And I'm like, if these are the best ones, just
That's
go
why
to
they
just
never
go to the
sent in-
base right now and wipe them out.
That's why they never sent in green.
No,
Yeah.
it's terrible. But this is the other motorcycle thing. So Joe, to get out of there, hijacks a motorcycle by jumping on the sidecar.
Yeah, one of the ninjas, or not the ninjas, the guard guys,
Yes.
guard gate dudes actually took the truck and they're heading out of here.
Right.
They're gone.
One of the guys out the motorcycle guard guy
Yeah.
put up more of a fight with one arm
Yes.
riding
Yes.
a motorcycle than all the other ninjas combined.
And
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
He hops on.
Give that guy a black suit.
This is our second sidecar motorcycle action.
That's Dave the ninja.
That's
now.
right. So from Winners Take All, this is our
Yeah.
second one now. Yeah.
So he hops on the sidecar and he is fighting this guy, and it takes 3.5 minutes to defeat this one guy.
Right.
And
on
he
a
has one arm.
sidecar.
Dave.
And,
Dave the ninja now.
and then he goes and he picks this guy up, and instead of throwing him off the motorcycle, throws him on the sidecar, takes over the seat on the motorcycle, and continues to fight him.
Right. So he just swaps seats with him.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the truck busts a sweet Yui, right?
Yeah.
Like, just really kills the Yui, and he's coming straight back at him. They're going head on, and then, you know, Dudikoff here, he's like, I'm smart. I'm going to have the sidecar portion of the motorcycle hit by the truck, and it's going to tear that guy off and run him over. I'll be totally fine. They should have cut an extra 8 inches of film out of that splice because you see that motorcycle sidecar thing turn 30 degrees sideways. Both of those stunt actors died.
They had
They
to
were
have.
drawn under the truck and run over because there's
like
no way.
There's like 3 frames where immediately when the thing hits, you can see the bike is coming in and underneath
Gets
the
pulled
car.
up
Gets pulled in.
underneath, yeah.
And then they quick cut, but not quick enough to the reaction
dead
shot
straight.
from the guy in the truck, and then back to Dudikoff driving away like it's all good. But whoever was driving that motorcycle
Yeah.
is no longer with us. So rest in peace to whoever that guy was.
Joe has no problem with other people dying around him.
No.
From the
No
first,
emotion.
Yeah, from the first convoy attack.
Yep.
He's like, I'm going to do some stuff. If these guys die,
Who
you know?
cares?
From the prison break scene.
Yes.
Oh, there's guys dying. Hey, while you're killing this guy,
I'm
I'm
out
going
of
to
here.
escape.
He literally uses the guy's death as a way to get out of there.
Yeah, like this guy does not care about other people dying.
No. I think he's a sociopath.
He
I think
might
that's why he's incapable of showing emotion.
He can't remember how to emote.
right.
Right,
That was
because
mine.
he learned
Darn
when
it.
he was 9 years old.
Yeah.
Amnesias.
Amnesia.
Full amnesia. I had that keyed up.
I had 2 of
Well,
them.
Mel's got it.
so
I got
whoever,
treed.
somebody find out for us, if you can find out who is the motorcycle, I almost said pilot, motorcycle pilot. That's not a thing. The guy that died in the stunt,
I'll check the obituaries.
let us know so we can properly give him the BMR salute. We appreciate it. So, but at this point, Joe gets under the truck
Well,
because
yeah,
he
Joe
lands.
starts riding away some
Thank you,
reason.
yeah.
Joe's riding away from the truck now as opposed to trying.
The truck
to
is now
get on
chasing
the
him.
truck. Yeah,
Yeah.
But you know, for whatever reason, he can't outmaneuver a large truck on a dirt bike. So he actually gets rear-ended 3-4 times and ends up on the front of the truck while the bike gets run over. Trucker thinks he's run him over. Ha
Yeah.
ha ha! I got it.
I mean, it's logical.
And he just
Yeah.
crawls under the truck and just nestles in all nice and cozy, you know, on
Next
the
to the
6x6 truck without
Next to the exhaust pipes,
Ever-
engine,
ever getting wadded
drive
up in
shafts.
the drive shaft. Or,
Well, there's the
To the front
convenient
axle.
rails underneath there
Yeah.
to lay on.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, what were those rails for?
Nothing. For him to
For
lay
laying on.
Yeah, they're specifically for laying on.
They're traction bars, right? If you,
It looks
Cock
like,
a
but it's
traction bar or
not.
something
Yeah.
like that.
That would
Yeah.
be the only explanation for them other than
some
just
kinda-
for him to lay on.
Yeah.
But essentially, he uses the truck to get into the base, the bad guy base.
Yeah.
Because he's hiding. He's hiding underneath. Okay.
They weren't going to just let him in.
Yeah.
The guy,
No.
And there wasn't a convenient ramp for him to.
And you
jump
saw
a
the
dirt bike
hundreds of
into.
guards.
But he's also kind of a terrible ninja because he makes so much noise and he gets caught. First of all,
every time he jumps down, he's got the loudest shoes.
Oh, yeah.
These
Loudest
are not
shoes.
ninja shoes.
the one guard
They're not
catches him.
sneakers.
He has to go up on the roof. Then another guard up there sees him, shoots him, alerts everybody. He gets spotted like 5 times when he tries to make this escape.
I want to point out the great 90s suspense action music.
Oh yeah,
Great.
Yes, the
Oh, wait.
trumpets.
yeah, ridiculously high trumpet too. In some points.
Oh man, that music just is.
Yeah, man. It was awful.
We missed some
so
sweet
good.
saxophone early on too.
There was.
There was some great love date saxophone going on.
Whatever
there
happened
was.
to the
Motorcycle
saxophone?
ride.
It was such a popular instrument for so long.
They got to bring it back.
They need to bring it back.
It's every
Katy
time-
Perry tried to bring it back.
Every time a guy looks at a girl in a movie, we should hear a sweet sax solo. Every single time.
Yes,
Be great. Be great.
I'll just hire a person every time I take my shirt off, play a sax.
Oh, I don't want to get copyrighted. Okay.
Oh yeah, please.
That'd be careless.
So it would be. It would be. So Joe is running away, and this is another hilarious thing. There's 5 guys within 3 feet of him, fully firing their machine guns as he runs into the grass. He's hiding behind grass and not getting hit.
He
by these
literally
bullets.
is dodging through tall grass.
He's just deking in and out of the grass, and these guys can't hit him. And then the gardener shows up and shows him an escape cave and how to get out of there. But he doesn't know who this bald gardener is, the guy that
Batman.
works for the bad guy. He's got a bat cave. And so he sends him in there. And he gets back to the base, and he's arrested again.
Yeah.
It's like, tell it to the duty officer. I'm like, duty officer. What the heck is a duty officer, and who would ever want to be a duty officer?
Said duty.
You guys are children. Send your
The duty
send
officer.
your hate mail to this movie.
No, but seriously,
Yeah.
what is a duty officer?
The person in charge of the day.
Oh, that's it?
That's it.
They got to have a terrible name like that?
Pretty much.
The guy looked like a duty
it's the
officer, too, when he
officer
went and talked
on
to him. Oh,
Yes.
But they saved a word by swapping the order.
got it.
Efficiency.
So I think the scene here perfectly sums up Joe's character more than any other in this movie. He's just sitting in jail on his bed. And he's literally, whatever happens to old Flathead in this movie, he's always just like, whatever. I mean, he never seems to care.
Right.
And he's literally just sitting there. Remember this?
Yeah.
And he's just got his fingers tangled up and he's just sitting there.
Am I doing this right? I think that's right.
He just looks confused. He's looking at his fingers like, what am I doing? What is he doing?
I don't know what to do with
Why
my
are we
hands right
watching
now.
this? Why is this part of the movie? The man literally, it doesn't matter what happens. A bomb could have gone off in there and he just would have.
You needed a break from all the action. So that was to allow you to cleanse your palate.
That's exactly what happened.
Yes.
I was getting overwhelmed. I was starting to sweat. I was like, I can't handle it. I can't handle it. I had paused it. I had to do a lap through my house.
So what you're saying? He's the coffee grounds in a perfume store.
That's what he is.
Yes.
That's what he is.
Yeah. Too much of a
Except-
good thing, and you've got to get
Yeah.
some Dudikoff to
Smell
reset
it, kind
your
of get
palate.
that. You know.
Except the coffee grounds have more personality
That's true.
And emotional range.
and more likable.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so Black Star Ninja now has to get into the jail where old Flathead is at.
This guy climbs up the pole and knocks out the power with a pair of standard side cutters. Just snips the mains.
Yeah, he's not grounded at all.
Yeah.
Just a 1-inch cable.
Just, no big deal. Little arc flash, but no, we're good. There's
Yeah.
no problems here.
That's how that works, right?
That's
No,
exactly how that goes.
no.
See, I don't know how this stuff
I
works.
work for the power company. He's dead.
He could- okay, all right. Well, that's good to know.
He's
But
completely grounded. He cuts that thing with.
can't do that?
No.
what if you had ninja powers, though?
Nope.
You still couldn't do it.
Nope.
Then he goes against two
10,000
secondary
volts.
lines.
It supersedes any ninja powers.
Wait, he does what on the secondary lines?
So the two power lines go into the building.
Yeah.
He's traversing across them.
Right.
It's nothing.
Like it's not okay. Is that
Yeah,
that's
Well, the
not,
power's
rowing the
out
boat here.
already. The power's out already. So.
But why are
Right.
they still up if he cut them? Why did they not fall off?
He cut the
building?
service drop.
Yeah.
Right, but
Actually,
it's still.
I know something.
Yeah.
You have your little jargon with your vehicles.
I know what you're talking about.
And I'm going, he cut the service drop because I know what it was because I know the proper terminology. So,
Still,
this is how you feel all the time. I feel so empowered. Sorry, go ahead.
He
that a thing?
sneaks into the jail, meaning this is supposed to be the best ninja ever. Like 3 different people.
I'm here.
Right in the front door.
I'm here to kill somebody.
3 people see him. He has to kill all of them. Like, bro, you're the non-sneakiest ninja of all time.
Yeah.
He murders all these soldiers. And then, as you said, gets into Joe's
Cell when he's taking a deuce.
or something behind that wall.
Yeah.
We don't know. He's
So
been in there for a
unimpressed
long
with the whole
time.
situation. He's like, I got to go to the bathroom real quick.
It's like he did throw up the old pillow under the blanket routine.
Oh, the classic.
Yeah.
Think you're murdering the bad guy. I mean, even Peter Jackson in Lord of the Rings used that, right? When the Nazgûls
Yeah.
came in and
Yes.
stabbed the pillows and the hobbits weren't there.
Wow.
So
That's a good parallel.
Lord of the Rings just ripped off American
Basically.
Ninja is all
Yeah.
I'm saying.
I mean, he pretty much pulled a straight up Shawshank.
That's what I'm saying. He did. There are so many movies that owe their success
How did he
to
rip off
American Ninja
Shawshank.
because they shot a scene in a jail.
Oh,
Right.
is that-
He's in the jail. He put something in the bed to make it
Yeah.
look like he's there,
And then he escaped.
and he escaped.
And escaped.
Well, that would be
thing.
from that. No,
That's the
Andy never
Shawshank.
did that. No,
That's
Andy
right.
didn't do that in Shawshank. He just drilled a hole
No,
behind the poster.
this is the same
it was
thing,
Clint
except-
Eastwood. Clint
Oh,
Eastwood
that's right.
in Escape from Alcatraz.
Alcatraz.
No, but
yes.
in Shawshank, he ripped it off too. The river of shit he has to climb through is the rest of the movie. Okay.
Nice. Okay. Well done, James. Well done. That's
All right,
it.
anyway.
Show's over, guys. We can't compete with that one.
All right.
He did. All right. So he did. We unfortunately have to also crawl through the same thing because we have to get through the rest of it. So he has another moment here where he dodges a bullet with a head fake.
Yeah.
Right. Which just kills me every time. Not sure that's possible. And chases him out into the yard. And so we get the first real fight between Black Star Ninja and Flathead on top of a tank or a ATV or something.
Armored personnel carrier.
APC,
close.
whatever.
Yeah.
You know me with car stuff. Yeah, but they fight. He's got like a fishing stick,
Yeah.
right?
A grabby stick.
A grabby stick. We grab ropes on a boat.
Yep.
What are those
Yeah,
things called?
yes,
a rope,
exactly what it is,
pipe
yeah.
a rope grabber.
A
He's like,
ropey, yeah.
oh, your katana is no match for my rope grabber stick from this boat that I got on this tank.
And I grabbed your forearm
That's
in a
right.
very painful way.
That's right. Just another lackluster fight.
Yeah.
You looked like you had something to add.
No.
Was this your favorite part of the movie?
I was just looking back at how lackluster it was.
Well, they had to save the big fight and all
They
the
had
fancy
to.
stuff to the end.
Right.
So they couldn't just
They couldn't do the
all their good stuff.
They had 2 good moves they had to save for the end.
They had at least $100,000 left in the budget.
They were sitting there, the director and all the writers are on this table, and there's paper scattered everywhere.
Tone it
And
down.
they're just like, all right, guys, look, we got 2 good moves. Right now, we got to save them both for the end. You want to use one on the tank? We can't. We got to use them both at the end.
yeah.
We can't use a laser gun in the tank. No,
The laser.
you can't.
Yeah. No. Wait for later.
Wait for later. You got strong feelings about that?
Freaking lasers.
A ninja with lasers.
This
ninja
is
with
definitely
lasers.
the movie I thought we were going to see lasers in. I
Took me
really.
10 minutes in, you're like, they're going to fire
Yeah.
lasers.
Oh yeah.
No way, I didn't
Absolutely
expect it.
lasers.
It took me by surprise.
And to shoot a flower pot.
Yeah.
Only
And
thing would
blow
have
up
been
the flower pot with a laser.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
the only thing that would have been better if he had shouted ninja laser as he shot.
Ninja laser ninja.
That's kind of
Ninja
a
laser.
It's kind of a Mighty Morphin Power Ranger thing to do is to yell
Well,
the thing
that's
as you
why I
use
thought
it.
we had the different colored ninjas early on.
So Power Rangers ripped off American Ninja also.
Or did he prevent the Power Rangers from assembling?
He could have by destroying the Black Ranger was Black Star Ninja.
Right.
Ninja.
Okay.
Remember, only a ninja can call another ninja.
That's right.
Ninja.
We got to get to these next two parts because it's worth it. Joe
Yes.
comes out of the.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about.
Oh no. I'll just say old Flathead gets away and goes and tells Jackson and brings him up to speed. He's like, hey man, you're supposed to be in jail. Nah, dude, I broke out. This ninja tried to kill me on a boat. or tank, whatever. And it's like, we got to go talk to the colonel. And the daughter comes and she's like, yeah, talk to my dad. So they all go meet with the colonel.
Meet daddy.
Yeah.
And Joe's like, this is not a good idea. They're like, no, it's totally work. Colonel's in on it. He's part of the dirty deal.
Yeah.
So, which apparently the sergeant, the colonel, everybody's part of Ortega's, group. And so the MPs are called and show up to arrest them.
Seconds later. Gianni on the spot.
And the Jeep chase that comes here.
Hold on.
Before that.
Before the Jeep chase.
Oh.
Do you want to talk about Mr. Jackson?
Yeah.
Yes.
When he walks outside.
The short little Jackson move.
Yeah, let's see
I
it.
thought was hilarious.
What happened?
You go ahead.
So Jackson, the one MP standing there with the rifle.
Yeah.
And he turns around and I can't
Just
even
like
do it
kicks
justice.
Kicks the rifle.
He just kicks the rifle away from the guy. It's like, hey, I'm cool now.
And then
Whoa.
the guy, he has his gun kicked out of his hand. He turns to Jackson. Jackson's like, hey, maybe just be cool. and the MP's like, all right, we're cool. It was the same situation, like, oh, you killed 4 of my best friends, but we're cool now, right? It's like, I just kicked your gun out of your hand, but we're cool.
Do you think, because I saw that and I thought to myself, maybe
like
he
off to the
wasn't
side.
supposed to, like that actor wasn't expecting
what I'm
to
saying.
get the gun kicked?
There were no
And that's why he
retakes.
was like,
shit,
I'm
yeah,
sorry, man. Like, it almost looked like,
don't cut.
right. It
Yeah.
almost looked like that he didn't think that take was going to be used. There's lots of takes in this movie where they're like, we're not going to use that, right?
Who's the actor that did
Steve James.
played Steve James.
Yes.
I bet you my money, Steve James. Right before that was like, dude, I'm just gonna kick this guy's gun out of his hand. We'll see what happens. Because he knew he wasn't the main
sequence.
Right.
Yeah.
And when he saw the guy's face,
He's like, oh
he
shit.
went,
Like, I'm sorry.
We're going.
He's like, dude, that was my actual gun. I almost killed
The
somebody.
prop master.
Thank you for reminding me of that because that was hilarious.
That was definitely going to hit the little things.
Yes. But in that while he's busy kicking guns he's not supposed to kick in the scene, Joe gets into a Jeep and the sergeant and an MP are chasing after him.
Yeah, 2 separate MP Jeeps.
Right. And
following.
And what follows this is hilarious because he's clearly turning off to the right-hand side. Joe is.
Yeah, Joe is going right. The guy is leaning hard out the window to the right, and the driver is just sawing at the wheel full left. That's
right.
He is 3 turns left, and they're still, I'm going right. Oh, it's so good. These
does
guys
not
are
cut
clearly
together.
driving real cars.
It does not cut together, and it's definitely not on a simulator.
No,
Right.
it's definitely not a moving background.
But he gets so angry with the driver that he literally throws him out of the Jeep because he can't catch up to Joe.
Right.
The sergeant ejects his own driver, throws him on the road, and the sergeant now is chasing after him. And there's a little bit of a tussle, and he gets pit maneuvered, whatever, off of the road, and
Slightly taps a tree.
Barely
hit the
skids
brakes.
down an incline.
It was a dynamite tree.
Oh, those dynamite trees in the Philippines. I've heard about those.
you're right, he slightly taps this tree and explodes into a giant fireball.
Like I said, the military needs to do better with these vehicles. They cannot be that explosive. That's dangerous. We're going to lose soldiers with these vehicles being so explosive.
right.
Like they're sitting down with the insurance company afterwards. They're like, listen, we need to do better.
That's
We
it.
got deuce and a halves flipping over, blowing up. We got Jeeps hitting
Right.
rubber trees and they're blowing up. I mean, can we come up with some better equipment to use?
The colonel's on the phone with Geico, and he's like, I'm going to tell you about an accident. I don't want to hear act of God, okay?
Yeah, Geico, we got 3 today.
You could save 15% or more.
right. I can't wait to do Big Trouble in Little China. All right.
At least it's a better movie.
Yes.
No, that was Jack Burton when he lost his truck, when the Lopan came out and took his truck, and the next scene he's on the phone with the insurance company. I'm going to tell you about an accident. I don't want to hear act of God, okay? You just hear him in the background. It's hilarious. Anyway, better movie. Much better movie. Coming up, that's going to be our 50th episode.
Can't
So
wait.
5 more episodes will be there. All right. So after he blows up, the tortilla farmer comes in to talk to the colonel while his daughter gets kidnapped upstairs by Black Star Ninja. And
I thought he killed her.
I thought he looks like he knifed her in the neck,
Yeah,
right?
I was like, yeah.
But then she's alive.
Like an
Damn
injectable.
it.
It was like a, yeah.
First he
Yeah,
like
but he
ear hole
punched her
punches her.
first,
He like
right
ear holes
here.
her or jaw or whatever.
And then injects her like right in the side of the neck.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know what that was
Right
all
next
about.
to her slamming ghetto blaster, dude.
Did you see that thing?
Yeah.
we paused it because it looked like a space heater. This thing looked like
Yes.
it weighed about 40 pounds. But then when we paused, I'm like, no, that's the heater in the wall. What is this thing? It's huge.
Yep.
But then you see a little, like an antenna coming out of the top of it. Like, that's a GD radio.
That's a boom box.
There's no way. It was it was half her size.
Yeah.
That she could have
Ghetto
picked that
Blaster,
up.
baby.
That's like an MP3 player.
Yeah, that's what
Right.
the
If you don't know what one looks like,
80s were all about.
Alexa, what is a boombox?
Yeah.
Hey Google, what is a boombox?
We literally
activate
used to
everybody's
play
brain.
a video game called
It's
Ghetto Blaster.
We did.
Tricky. Sorry.
All right, so we're here to the final confrontation. Essentially,
Anyway.
Joe is now headed to the bad guy's place. The girl's kidnapped, brought to the bad guy's place. It's all culminating. The colonel says, I want out, right? This is getting too crazy.
Yeah, we just need to stop for a
We
little
just need
while.
to stop for a little while. You know, bad guys love
an
it when you say you want
investigation.
out of the deal. That like works every time in a movie. So
And the
I'll
bad guy's
take
like,
every one of you down.
that's
Yeah.
right. So
super bad guy's going to have, I'm getting,
Immigration is going to give me a medal.
I got
I'm
4.
Sonny Rothmiller.
Sorry, it's okay.
Segue.
I love it with the bad guy. He's like, man, I got $4 billion on the line with this.
that's right.
Keep that in mind.
Yes.
Right?
I
4 billion with a B.
Yes.
Okay. Just want to make a little note of that.
right.
We'll cover that later.
Wait till I get my money and then we can be done.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so Flathead follows the truck through the gate, right? And then he nut grinds a dude to oblivion.
Yes. Yes, he does.
What the hell was that move?
That was the one and only ninja move.
That was like
in the whole thing.
stomp the nuts while the guy stand up, and then he grinded it until the guy was down.
It's the dog poo.
It's the-
Trying to
it's
get
like-
the dog poo off your shoe.
Yeah, so Steve Austin apparently also ripped off this movie, right? I mean, it was just mud stomped this fool in the corner here. So he gets in after he nut grinds this guy, but then his dad shows up, which we find out was the bald gardener was his dad from that
Well,
raised him from
not
he was
real
a kid.
dad, but yes.
Not real dad.
Yeah, father figure of life.
Yeah, and was Joe? I mean, he's doesn't know who he is. He's been, an amnesiac. He doesn't remember anything about his childhood, and here he is reunited with his father. Is he excited? Is he overjoyed? Is he emotional?
Nope.
You would never know because his facial expression didn't change once.
That's because he had amnesia and forgot how to convey emotion.
Literally, he then gives him this special tea, and now he can remember his childhood. He's like, oh, I remember when I was 6, and we get like this diaper
Flashbacks.
kid like climbing trees and stuff. I'm like, is that
He was the
diaper
best
necessary?
sensei ever. I mean,
Was he?
think about all the other movie sensei trainers.
I don't
other
know,
than
he didn't
maybe,
train him
other
in
than
Kung
maybe Mr. Miyagi over
What
there.
about the guy with the eagle in Jim Cotta?
Exactly. But this guy was so like encouraging.
Yeah.
You could do it. Come on. And he's like so happy. And he was having fun training
Right.
this kid. And when you got like Kill Bill and the one, sensei
Paimei
just beats just murders freaking people just for the hell of it.
Paimei killed somebody.
Well, look at the gardener's origin story too. He was a Japanese soldier that was deposited on a Philippine island and was left there. And the tortilla
Ortega.
maker, he's the one who
Enslaved
told
him.
him that
I'm never
the war
buying
was over.
tortilla, or I'm never buying Ortega tortillas ever again.
You're supporting terrorism if you
That's
do.
what I'm saying. We're gonna get letters.
Yeah, we're gonna listen to that one.
This show is
But-
trash
but
at
He,
gmail.com.
he finally learns about his past and his childhood and
No, I
everything.
get it.
It cuts back to him, and there's just nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing's happening up here. Like this, if any point he was gonna like get a spray bottle and shoot a tear to roll down. They did that. They did it in Beastmaster. Remember?
Yeah.
But it cuts and there's just like 2 droplets had clearly just been placed on his face.
It's not
It's
wet.
just,
up at
not
the
wet
eye
at
line.
all, but it's just-
at the cheek level.
You can tell it started there, right?
His tear ducts are on his cheekbones.
Do the Beastmaster something.
Yeah.
He's giving me nothing. I wonder if Sam Furstenberg at some point during the shoot was just like on the phone with the producers. like,
Seckendenberg now.
I can't do anything with this guy. I sometimes I clap in front of his face. I don't know if he's awake.
But did you see him while there's
You see him with his shirt on.
trying to
Good
get
doing it.
But did you see him without a shirt on? I mean,
He pulled the power move on Furstenberg. Is that what you're saying?
yes.
That's why you hired him.
That's all. It's true. He came in the audition and he's like, he felt it wasn't going well, right? Like, all right, well, thanks. Michael, we'll call you. And he's like,
You think he actually auditioned?
Oh, yeah.
and then he just
Takes his shirt off.
takes it off. People start coughing.
Oh, jeez. God, look at it.
It's getting a little, air's getting a little thick in there. People suddenly developing a little asthma, and they're like, "Please,
You're
put
going
it,
to Hollywood.
put it back on. You're hired."
It's a golden ticket.
I think somebody owed somebody some money.
Maybe he had a whole career doing these schlocky movies after this, though. That's how he got all those jobs. All right. Anyway, the best line reading in the entire movie. There's so many times where, and I think Clint, you had mentioned to me, you don't think they did any second takes.
No, there couldn't have been.
Because there's so many times where I'm like, that's the take they used. What were the other ones like?
I
Right?
didn't write it down because I know you did.
I have it right here.
But he legitimately chokes over. It's a 5-word long statement, and he chokes over word 4, and they
Right.
use it.
He says, honor the Bushido, and he passes him the thing, and he says, I can't even do it without laughing. I'm going to try. He says, now remember, stone-faced, I will honor the code.
Yes.
Like, he trips on the word code. It's hilarious if you go back and watch it, and you can see the wheels grinding behind his eyes. I will honor
There's
the
a guy
code.
with the code. I imagine there's a guy with the
Huge cue cards.
He's got the cue card back here, and he's like,
That's right, exactly. It's like,
"Oh yeah."
you see a guy spiking the cue cards behind the camera.
Although this may be the best take out of 50.
Well, that's what I'm
That's
saying.
what
That's what I turned.
This is the
it's like,
read through.
This is the one they used. That was the one that Furstenberg was like, we got it.
You know what I think happened here?
Print.
Here's
Money.
The guy with the reel that they edited
Yeah.
and was done.
Yeah.
He put it in the truck that fell over. This is the stuff that was on the floor, and they had to put it together.
I think
well-
I think they just mistaken that for actually emotion.
Did they? His little hesitation.
Yeah, it's like that was the most. Here, I want you to say this with emotion.
So deep.
Sam Furstenberg ripped his headphones off. He stood up and he's just like, yes, he acted.
I just did a
Acting.
stutter. Acting.
Acting. Did you break the chair again?
No, the cord was caught on the chair. All right. So at this point, he's now fully dressed in ninja gear, head to toe, right? How did you feel about that?
I got another one. So American Ninja Boy, square face, and
Triangle face.
Flathead.
flathead, triangle face. Sorry, he's with his sensei, right? His sensei's just tripping balls off the tee.
Yes, yeah.
I got a great idea. We're gonna go out and fight these guys, right? I'm gonna hide up your ass.
Oh, right, because before he cuts, it's like, I'm going to show you ninja magic.
Yeah.
And then we don't know what happens.
That's
to
what it
cuts.
was. That was
Gotcha.
the ninja magic. He shrunk himself down.
Hide myself in your anus.
Might be a little uncomfortable. Don't kick yet.
You may feel a little pressure.
Just don't throw any sidekicks until I get out, okay?
I'll tell you when.
I'll tell you. You'll know. It'll be a big explosion.
You see a big smoke.
It has a
screen.
fart cloud.
It was a fart.
It just shot out of his butthole.
He wasn't.
Nice here. That means he had a knife in there.
You ain't going to shit right for a week.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, that's the only logical
Oh my gosh.
explanation of how he just appeared out of nowhere.
Ninja
It's true.
magic.
It's true. He first he shows up. He only has 2 arrows. He fires an arrow at their feet, the bad guy's feet.
Yeah.
And then fires another arrow, tries to kill Ortega, but Black Star Ninja blocks it. And then he just breaks his bow over his leg. He's like, I only had 2.
You break your arrow, I can break my bow.
That's right. And like, why waste one if you only have 2? Right? That's the first question. But then they fight, and here comes the big fight. And they're busting out all the ninja stuff they got, right? They got ninja claws, like on the palm,
yeah.
on the palm. They got the swords. They've got
Very
sais,
traditional, very traditional ninja weapons.
the ninja sais from like Raphael.
All
had.
used improperly.
Probably.
Pistol bullet, you know.
Yeah, he had a
gun.
fist gun.
Fist gun. That's a
That's
very
traditional.
traditional.
Yeah, that was
He
cool.
had the flamethrower
Yes.
that, back in the Ming Dynasty.
They definitely had
they
flamethrower
ninjas.
They made them dress in red. That's bullcrap. He's using the red guy's weapon.
Yeah. Then they had from the one dynasty, the laser.
The
The laser
the
dynasty.
ninja laser.
Yes.
They've been using that since the 1st century.
Yeah.
The ancient Bushido used to laser each other in the ass while they were training.
It can't be Harry.
Wow.
I got to cut that. Hold on.
No, really?
Back in the 1st century, the ancient Bushido used to just laser each other all night long.
For fun.
That's right.
They just did it to be silly.
They had no hair, just all laser treatments.
That's right. They were the most well manicured ninjas in history.
They took the bush out of Bushido.
right.
Thousands of other ninjas, tattooed ninjas, would go to them for removals.
When did they learn how to teleport, though? Oh, that's all I forgot. You said he was inside his butt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, laser hair removal is an ancient Chinese.
I do want to talk about these. So these other two bad guys, like, I don't know, they're European or wherever they're from, they're Spanish, show up to give the money to Ortega.
How much money?
$4 billion.
In a suitcase.
In a suitcase.
But
Wait, not just a
But it
suitcase.
changed at
like
the
kind of a tiny one. Not even a big suitcase.
Like a carry-on, like a large purse.
Yes.
at the end, he even says, "This is $4 million to me. This deal."
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he said million in the second time.
But he said million the second time.
said billion the
yeah,
first
it was
time.
million, 4 million.
billion the
Yeah.
first time.
Right.
But these bad guys show up.
$4 million.
So they screwed that up.
And they're trying to
Yeah.
do this. They show up and they're trying to do this deal. And then, the American Ninja shows up. And the one guy's like, should we bail? You can see he's like, should we get... I mean, we literally have a fueled up chopper.
Waiting for us.
Why are they doing this deal at a table in the wash of the helicopter, too, is like another question that I have. Like, can we go inside? No, we're just going to literally have the
do it on
blade
the lawn.
spinning over our heads while we do this. Anyway, it was like, should we bail? I was like, no, I kind of want to watch this ninja fight, right?
Yeah.
And they watch for a while, but then the United States Army shows up, and the one guy is really like, we should probably go. And the other guy's like, no, I still kind of want to see what happens here.
Well, they start moving towards, but then the two, Black Star Ninja and Joe, are on the roof at this point.
At this point, yeah.
And that's when he's like, no. We're not going to leave. We were going to leave, but we're not going to leave. This is what we're watching.
Army protocol has not improved since the beginning.
I got to ask one thing. So first of all,
Yeah.
I will say the colonel
Yes.
riding on the front of the tank with the pistol.
Yes.
Badass.
The hammer was back, though. It was empty.
Yeah.
Did you notice that? He's waving this gun, and the slide is back, and it's just the front end.
Yeah, once he fired, yeah.
No.
No, this is before he
No,
even
when he
fired.
comes
He's
in
like,
and shot.
he comes running in like, they're riding. He's waving this gun in the air, which was, I'm like, oh, that's a cool shot. But then you look, and the
Slides
thing is
back, barrels
empty.
out. It's empty.
But so he's firing off the tank, riding in.
Yes.
But so the one thing that hold on. Sorry. I just had a brain fart.
Talk about Jackson on the 50 cal.
No. Shit.
Johnny on the spot.
Oh, no. So
360.
as they're coming in,
Yep.
how do they even know Joe is there? He's dressed all in black.
That's true.
His face is covered. The only thing is he's got a red belt. Is red belt some sort of like
No, it
symbol?
wouldn't have been.
Nobody knows that he's there, and yet they're all like, "Oh yeah, get him!"
That's a great point that I didn't even think about.
Nobody knew he was there. The ninjas didn't even know that he was there.
You know how they knew who it was him? Because his eyes are so close together.
Right.
Okay. Then they looked in the little, ninja hole in his face, and they're like,
His head's
"Oh,
all
Joe's
flat
here."
on top. Looks
And
like
its head's so
Phineas.
flat on top, you could tell.
He's so emotionless. Just no emotion. Look at that ninja. Just sitting there, not doing anything. No emotion. That's
I love how Jackson is literally firing blanks. At one point, he's unloading this gun on these guys on the porch. Nothing in the house, the windows, the front, anything is getting shot at all. It's just the guys throwing themselves over the railing like, oh, you shot me.
Literally.
Yes.
No damage is
Crawling.
actually happening to the building
Just lighting him up with a 60.
at all. Right. But so it's never been more obvious in a movie that someone's firing blanks than Jackson on that. Is that 60 you said?
M60.
An M60 just laying waste to these guys and nothing is happening to the property around
That's a
it.
classic Rambo
Oh, yeah.
setup there. I mean, it was so over the top. I loved it though.
No, it's fun. I mean,
The
it's
guy
fun.
just showing up. I mean, again, being
He's
a
got the
little kid,
physique to just be like,
Yeah, being a kid, man, I wanted to be Jackson on the back of that Jeep.
Yeah.
Just,
Oh, yeah.
Just driving down with the 60s, just shooting up everything.
right.
Oh, man.
No sleeves on. He jumps off, squeezes a guy's nuts into oblivion. Right. This like chunky ninja that comes at him.
Yeah.
I
And
can
he's just
smell
like,
it.
like he held on
He definitely
maybe like 2 seconds too long. Where I was
he
like,
re-stomped that groin.
I was like, yeah, get him. You should
done.
not. You should not be hanging out anymore.
That's
That's enough. I'm like, this is
We're still doing that?
too long. Like a 2 count max, and then you got to let go. That's just like
Is that the protocol of
Bushido
nut
code.
grabbing?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
More than 2, you're playing with it.
To put a bow on this thing, the colonel gets all the way up to the helicopter. Now the bad guys are like, finally, like, yeah, we're getting out of here. And Ortega's like, no, you're not. Shoots them both. The 2 guys that came to give him the money.
Yeah.
Takes the briefcase and the daughter. He's like, I'm getting on this chopper.
$4 trillion.
His $4 trillion that's in this tiny briefcase.
suitcase.
He's got $1 million bills in there. I think $1 million bills, it still doesn't fit.
4 of them.
Right. He gets in $4 trillion bills just laid out in this suitcase, and gets on the helicopter, and the colonel's rushing up, and he shoots the girl's dad right in front of him, right in front of her. Right. Colonel's down, which maybe he gets what he deserves, but that's still
does.
kind of
Yeah.
The funny thing to me is they've
She
still
doesn't
got the
care.
entire not really they still got the entire United States platoon pointing guns at the helicopter.
Nobody shot this helicopter.
Nobody
while it was
is-
empty just to take it out of play.
There's that too. But instead of taking off, the guy's like, no, wait a second. I want to see how this ninja fight ends.
Yeah. Go, 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 go. Wait.
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 Forget that the whole army is still sitting here just like trained on you. We gotta see if Black Star Ninja is gonna win.
But before this, he's fighting this girl into this helicopter. And every
Yeah.
shot of this helicopter, doors are open on both sides, right?
Yep.
She is battling against him to get back out. It's like, why not just run out the other damn side?
Right.
Hop in, bye, see ya.
Hop in, hop out.
Yeah.
He is the worst.
Because
really
it's
is.
closed after that for some reason on the other side.
But it wasn't originally.
Right.
Yeah. So, but eventually, once Black Star Ninja gets sliced in half, basically, the flathead kills him with his sword that's underhanded. So I didn't even get into that stupid thing. He
Little
fights
things.
underhanded. I'll save it for later. But then before they can take off, Joe grabs onto this bar they welded on the front of this helicopter,
Yes.
specifically for ninjas to grab onto.
Right.
The ninja bar.
This is the ninja bar.
Yeah.
My favorite thing that happens in this final fight is as he's hanging, the guy leans out. He's 2 feet away from him with the gun, and he dodges the bullet by just letting go with one hand and then grabbing
Shooting
back
at
on.
his hands, not at like center mass, the largest thing in front of him.
No.
I'm gonna try to shoot at your hand.
I just wanted 6 more shots out of the gun. Him just going, nope, and just keeps letting
Let's go with both hands
With the
at
other
one
hand,
moment,
let's
but
go
still there.
with both.
Like,
Grabs back on.
Wait, no, I was standing on the ground. He picks up a foot.
That was just the cherry on top
Third
of the
hand
whole
comes
thing
up,
because
grabs it.
they had dodged so many bullets that movie. That was the best one, though, was the last one. He's able to climb up the other side and grab the girl, punch the dude in the face, and jump onto the roof because the helicopter was just hovering right over the roof.
the cleverly placed pillows on the roof.
Did you see the crash pad?
The
Yes.
big crash pad.
On the roof? They didn't even try and hide this
No.
stuff. I'm like, guys, shoot it from the other side of the roof.
They made it red color.
And then you can just see him drop onto the roof and you won't see the crash pad.
I don't know if you guys have ever been to the Philippines. They have pillows for roof material.
Oh,
Just in
Yeah.
case
Classic
you fall out of
Filipino,
helicopters.
yeah.
classic Filipino roof pillow.
Yep. It's
Okay.
a construction method.
All right. Regardless, it's not that hard to move the camera to a place where you can't see it. People have been doing it.
But you have
since
to know how to
movies
do
were in-
that.
Since movies were. Did you have to know how to just like, not here, can still see it. Not here, can still see
Yes.
it. There, it's good.
But if you have somebody going, no, that's great, print it.
Yeah.
maybe the crime lord whose property it was wouldn't let him use that section of property
Maybe.
for reasons.
They jump safely on the roof, and while Jackson blows up the chopper with a RPG that's got like a shopping cart attached to the side of it,
Stinger
a shopping
missile.
basket or whatever. It's
It's an anti-air missile.
is it? Okay.
Yep.
It's literally the end of the movie as it cuts in. After that, on Joe's face, he drops the girl down to Jackson,
Right.
and then just stares off confused, and then the credits roll, and that's the end of the movie.
And then some of the worst helicopters, cinematography, camera work.
Did you guys notice?
Ever the choppiest credit?
Did you watch the credits
Backdrop.
at all when it
was
came
bad.
on?
A little bit.
It's literally
Yep.
It's
shaking
it's
around.
A 3 foot.
like Muhammad Ali was filming the final.
Wow.
Michael
know.
J. Fox was filming. He was flying.
no, I don't
and
think we could do
Muhammad-
that.
well,
I don't think you can do either of those.
No. Hey guys, we have this chopper for another hour. We need more shots.
Somebody
who
find
wants a turn?
somebody find. I can't. I was just gonna
They
make
must
another
have
joke. I
actually-
can't do it.
They must have actually blown up the real chopper, and that was the little RC helicopter that they were flying around with the
That's
camera
what it
on. So
was.
that's why it moves so much.
All right, guys. Hopefully, if you were, as bored with what Dudikoff was doing on screen, you were spending some time looking at the background. Now is the time to mention the little things. Some of the little things you might have noticed, and you would like to mention now. Now is the time. The one thing that I want to mention that we didn't get to is I want to know who the Colonel's interior decorator is.
Yes.
Did you guys see that guy's house? He had a John Wayne picture. On the other side, he had just had cowboy hats decorating the walls.
Yeah.
I'm like, this dude knows how to party.
Yeah.
Who do you? Roy Rogers probably decorated his house. What do you think?
I think so.
It's pretty awesome.
You had touched on the underhanded sword technique.
Oh yeah. So these guys, they think it's cool, and it still happens to this day, right? You've got Jedi that hold their lightsabers that way. People that hold their swords underhand, like coming out of the bottom of their hand, because they think it looks cool. There's a sword fighting guy that I follow on TikTok who makes fun of this all the time. He'll reenact these scenes from movies where they're holding their swords underhand and show what would actually happen, and they just get murdered like every time. You have no ability to actually sword fight holding it underhanded, and he almost does it the entire movie.
Well, I mean, it's kind of for the Naruto run. You gotta
Right.
have that.
Got to have it. I mean, it looks cool, but it's ridiculous. Any other little things?
Yeah, I appreciate all of the ninjas and in their ability to run, holding. It's like the official
Yes.
ninja run
It is.
of the entire movie.
You got to hold
is
the
hold
hilt
the handle, the top of it, and then hold the bottom of it, and then run.
and then run.
That's because they couldn't afford the straps to actually hold them to their back. The budget was only $1 million.
You know what I don't understand is while Joe and the army is laying waste to all these black ninjas, one is like, somebody get the freaking orange ninjas out here.
Yeah.
Get the blue ones that don't, not the red ones, but get everybody else.
They're off today.
Right? Where were they all?
Yeah, it was
Beach?
black shift.
I don't know. It's just black. She was black shift. Oh my gosh. They come back to work the next day. What happened?
Jeez,
It's like 3.
Dave got killed.
That's right.
He was in a barrel. Was it? Or was it
Right.
Frank?
Frank,
Yeah,
Frank was in a barrel.
Frank died, man, in a barrel.
Black Star Ninja's dead.
He didn't get out of the barrel?
No.
Oh, you always get out of the barrel.
Well, as we always do on this show, we're going to give some awards to every movie we talk to, and this one's no different. And I will say this was the hardest one, and I'm not making that up. Of all the 45 movies we've talked about, I had the hardest time making awards for this one. So we're going to give out, as we always do, our first one is the Will Patton Award for Intensity. This is not an acting award, but rather an award for who was just fully engrossed and intense and acting like it was the most serious movie they've ever been in their entire life. Who is your Will Patton Award winner? I'll start mine, and we'll go around. Mel, you'll be next. But I gave it to Tadashi Yamashita. Tadashi Yamashita was Black Star Ninja.
Yeah.
That guy, every time, was just like, I don't know, pissed off about something, even when nothing was happening.
Yeah.
He brought it.
He brought it. Who you got?
I got Steve James's mustache.
That thing hung on for
brought
dear
it.
life.
That thing, it was glorious.
If you don't think, now normally you might think that's a joke, right? But I think it's true. If you don't think that thing was doing the most intense work in the movie, just take a second and picture him without it.
Right.
Right.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't
It's just
work.
some dude.
No.
Not even close.
I don't want to watch that movie.
That's what I'm saying. Who you got, Joe?
Philip Rock.
Philip Brock.
Nah, come on.
Is that the MASH guy?
Yeah, it's
Just the hair alone should disqualify him.
his
It looked like a
hair
koosh ball.
His hair was glorious.
his neck to head ratio was epic.
It was desirable.
Yes.
Yeah. If you that's the head to neck ratio you
Okay.
want out of somebody.
All right. So I'll concede. That was a joke.
Oh, okay.
Remember, it's a jokey joke.
I was going to let you take it.
I was gonna agree with you.
Tadashi?
Yeah,
He's
Tadashi.
good.
He probably was. I was going to go into this thing saying Steve James, and I think I'm still going to because he only got a mustache, so that's 1.5. Your guys win.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, I like
He did good. He almost seemed like he was kind of having fun with it.
He was
more
the
than
most
being like
likable.
super. Yeah, he was
character in the
likable, but I
whole
don't know if he
damn
was
thing.
intense.
I mean, he started off super intense, but yeah,
Yeah.
there were times in the middle.
Started
He
off.
wasn't always.
Yeah,
He wasn't super intense in the second half. The first half,
Right.
he was just doing some. He was getting his
Right.
He was getting his butt kicked with a garden hose.
Right. That was great. He was intense. He was going to start that
Right.
fight. I'm in
intense.
this thing. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm.
That was him at a 10.5.
I might do something here.
His 10.5 might only be
Okay.
a 1.
Okay.
I'm going to do something here, and I don't do this lightly because this has been going for many, many episodes now. But I'm so certain in who the trash can full of dirt is that I'm ready to rename the award the Michael Dudikoff Trash Can Full of Dirt Award. Okay? We have watched some crappy movies.
Yeah.
That's true.
Have I seen a main character,
The leading.
leading role, not once do
the
anything
closest?
that conveyed any emotion whatsoever?
Who's the closest to this
Maybe
terrible?
Andy-
Peter
Of what
Weller.
we've done. Of what we've done.
If what
Andy
we did.
Griffith.
He
And,
wasn't the main
but
character.
but maybe Peter. We haven't. This episode hasn't come out at the time we recorded this. But Peter Weller in Buckaroo Banzai was almost as wooden, but not quite. This is. I feel bad for how much I ripped Peter Weller after watching this movie.
Does this make Christian Slater's
Oh.
Broken Arrow look amazing or what?
Yes. No, he's Al Pacino compared to
That's what I'm saying.
compared to this.
Denzel
If
Washington.
we're looking,
compared to this.
if we are looking at like gradation of
tell you what.
terribleness,
Timac from Last Dragon was like Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
If I gave him a hard time, this
yeah,
was the
absolutely.
worst. The worst.
This is bad.
So we should call it a Dudikoff Award.
The Dudikoff Trash Can Full of
And
Dirt
is
Award. Unless there's somebody that
Dudikoff-
Dude full of dirt.
is it unanimous? I mean, is anyone going to pick somebody besides?
No.
You can. Don't feel pressured.
I feel like we may be pigeonholing ourselves like too
Yeah.
early. Like we could have a better candidate down the road.
well, we can always switch the name.
We can do a slashy later.
If we feel like someone out Dudikoff's Dudikoff, we can change it and be like, now this is now the other one.
I
This is
approve
the-
of this.
This is the
thought process.
Dudikoff slashy Goretowski.
Slash, and we just keep adding slashes
Trash
to it.
can full of Dudikoff.
That's right. Does anybody have anybody besides Michael?
No.
Okay.
I don't think it's
Michael-
possible.
not-
There are
honestly-
people not in this studio voting for Dudikoff.
Michael
right now.
Dudikoff, not only did you win the award, but you were so bad you got it named after yourself.
Congratulations.
Unanimous applause.
That's right.
Yep.
Good enough. That'll work.
There you go. Round of applause.
Nice job, Michael.
The
All
only
right.
award he'll ever receive.
The top 3 performers, guys, I couldn't do it. I've never not been able to do
You
it.
have to.
I am going to, but I literally was like, all right, the people that I thought gave 3 of the best performances were the chunky guy that got his nut squeezed was number 3.
He did good.
Because no joke, his reaction shots were
You
great.
felt like he was getting his nuts stomped.
You did.
Yeah.
You did. Don Stewart, number 2, as Victor Ortega. He made a bold acting choice for no reason. He's like, I'm going to be French.
Yeah.
And then he just went for it the whole time.
Yeah.
I respect that. No reason for that guy to be French. And then Steve James is what gave the best performance to me in the movie. But literally no one else to me I could even think of.
Steve James sitting on the top.
Yeah.
Everything else, any
I
other
agree.
choice
Steve
is
James.
fluff.
Yeah.
I would go with the estranged father, and I have no 3 anywhere.
Okay. Guys?
I would say Steve James,
Yeah.
Black Star Ninja.
Okay.
Actually, take that back. We're going to go do Steve James at second, Black Star Ninja at third.
Okay.
Number 1 actor in this whole thing, or number 1 just outstanding performance, Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan in the picture above the guy's desk.
Nailed it.
I just thought about this. I think maybe the best performance in this movie could have been the script supervisor, who every time Dudikoff finished a take was the guy who was like, "That was good, man. That was good. That was fantastic.
was wonderful.
Did that work? Oh yeah,
Best
You
acting.
nailed it.
Right there.
Like there's always that guy, right?
How many lines of dialogue did Dudikoff have?
17, maybe
Maybe.
in the entire movie. He didn't speak till 20 minutes into the film. It
Yeah.
seemed like, yeah, I don't know, not many.
And he screwed up
tried,
the
they
one
cut
line.
He did. He screwed up the whole. I will honor the code.
Code. My
Who you
Philip
got?
Rock character.
I got number 3, PFC Madison. That's Philip Rock.
Okay. All right.
You know
Bless
what?
the man.
He was somewhat likable in an unlikable manner.
Yeah.
Because he was trying for everybody's approval.
Hey
And
man,
he was on MASH.
give me back my.
We like a little
sack.
we like a little teamwork around here, buddy.
We love some sack up in this place.
Just show
how
you
we
girls
do
how to
this.
play hacky sack.
Number 2,
And then kick
Black
it
Star Ninja.
35 feet away.
Black Star Ninja. Okay.
Number 2. And number 1, Curtis Jackson himself.
Yes.
Yes.
And his mustache.
Steve James. All right. Fair enough.
Now here's one question. I know what we have coming up, but originally this was supposed to be Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris actually turned down this film because
You
he was
don't
not going
say.
to wear a mask.
Really?
He was supposed to be Joe.
Well, he had done a lot of movies for Canon,
Right.
so they worked with him a ton.
But he was supposed to be Joe, but his whole thing was he was not going to wear the mask, and they're like, well, you have to wear the mask.
It's like,
all
no,
part of the film. And
You
he's
don't
like,
hide the moneymaker.
You don't
Ninja.
you don't cover me up.
Right.
So then they got this guy.
But it
Yeah,
was for
Pulled
one
the
scene.
Stallone.
Right.
Did he know? Maybe he didn't know it was for one scene. Maybe he thought he was going to be ninja the whole movie.
I
or
don't know,
something.
but think about how much better this movie would have been if it was Chuck Norris.
No,
Anybody.
it would have been instantly. But anybody that Dudikoff, anybody besides him. Even
Joe
in the poster,
Goretowski.
there's that iconic poster where it's just the American flag and him like in his army gear crossing swords with the ninja. And even then, nothing. Just nothing.
This movie would have been so likable if it was Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
Screwed
And
up his line in the movie poster. That's how bad it was.
it would have been even better if it had been Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No.
Maybe his makeup guy.
Are you telling me this
invented
movie's not
Botox.
better with Arnold than Dudikoff?
Not when Chuck Norris is in the
But
room.
that's not the question.
No, yes.
The question is always, would Arnold make this movie better?
We've already established Chuck Norris is in the universe.
Arnold
this.
knows how to hold the
That
sword.
is not out of.
can't.
That's a different question. Would Chuck Norris make it better? Yes.
See, that movie was not made.
That movie
And
was
because
not made.
That movie was not made. I gotta say, Schwarzenegger would definitely make this movie better.
The movie that we have in front of us would be better with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Schwarzenegger's headshot would have been better.
Right.
Schwarzenegger knows how to hold a sword.
That's what I.
Schwarzenegger's forearm could have outperformed.
Imagine
Dudikoff.
if it had been the American Ninja and it was a dude with an Austrian accent.
It would have been better than a French Ortega.
The Austrian American Ninja. I will honor the Bushido.
It would have been. cool.
I will, yes.
I will honor
I will honor the code.
code.
I'll do it now. You killed my father.
Okay. Again, I don't want to say Arnold makes everything better, but yeah, yes.
I think we've
it
proven
does.
45 times so far.
One of
that
these
it
days,
has.
I'm going to prove it's not.
This was your thing to begin with.
I know. I feel like I don't want to.
You're the one that created this.
feel like
you
I
were like,
created a
it works.
monster.
Top Gun works. Doesn't matter. A movie, it works.
I feel like I created
right.
a monster.
We got to answer the question, guys. The question that all boils down to: is this a bad movie? Full stop. Is it a bad movie that rules, or is it a straight up good movie? And I think it's important to we haven't done a lot of clarification on this question, but really what this is it's the objective married with the subjective, right? So we have to answer this from an objective standpoint, like apart from personal opinion. Objectively, is it good or bad? And then subjectively, what do I think is it good or bad, right? So that's the kind of the point of this question. Is it a bad movie that I like, a bad movie that I hate, or actually a good movie that is good, that I think is good? So going around, what do you guys think?
This is objectively, this is a bad movie.
Yeah.
Watch this movie. This movie is fun.
Okay.
This movie is watchable. It's entertaining. I enjoyed it. Watch it with a friend. Makes it a little better.
All right. I agree. Joe?
I want to say objectively,
Yeah.
this was a good movie.
Really?
Die in a fire.
By what metric?
By 1995,
1985.
sorry,
brother.
85. My apologies.
All right.
I keep saying, I don't know why. It's
all
one
right.
of those things.
Drugs.
Drugs. 1985 cheesy action movie standard. It is a good one. Now we've watched other crap movies, Megaforce, this and that. How the cinematography was just garbage and everything was, the mistakes were. I mean, yeah, the mistakes had been made.
Yeah.
I get it, but overall, I think this was a good movie. That's good. I don't say a good movie that rules. I'm saying this is a good movie that
Good
was
movie.
good.
It's an actual good movie.
I mean, it was
So objectively,
$1 million.
it's good.
This might be a good $1 million movie.
You think this means that it should have won the Oscar instead of The Color Purple in 1985. If it's objectively good, it should have been up there for some awards, right?
He's dying.
Mel, what do you think?
Joe has no opinions.
How can I?
Joe has no valid opinions.
When the only redeeming quality I have of this film is a mustache,
Yeah.
I gotta say no. It's
a bad movie.
just bad overall. Just no.
Yeah, I'd say this is
Okay,
a bad movie.
I want to take it back. I got to take it back. You literally dropped The Color Purple, and you want me to compare it. It's like comparing Clint Eastwood, the
What you said for 1985
or whatever his name
was
is.
good.
It's a bad movie. That's good.
Okay, all right, a bad movie that rules.
Yeah.
Fair
Out
enough.
of peer pressure.
All right.
Out of peer pressure.
Do you want to talk about ridiculous karate movies and how the fact that, Chuck Norris would have made this better, Arnold would have made it better. Arnold doesn't even know. He would have known as much karate as Dudikoff did, and it just would have been clanking dudes' heads together, but whatever, right? This guy that we're going to talk about next week would have made this movie legendary, and he is the king of starring in insane martial arts movies. Next week, we're talking about a movie.
Ernest?
No, I wish he had done one. We're talking about a movie that revolves around bombs being put into designer jeans, starring Rob Schneider and Jean-Claude Van Damme in the movie Knockoff. That is what the next movie is that we're going to be discussing.
This is glorious.
Literally, it's Jean-Claude Van Damme and Rob Schneider work at a knockoff jean company, and bad guys are planting little micro bombs in like the buttons of the jeans and stuff like that.
Rob
and they've got to stop them.
Schneider.
Right? So we got Rob Schneider and Van Damme himself teaming up in Knockoff.
I'm glad I'm not here for that one.
If Van Damme had been in this movie, forget about it.
Jeez.
That would have been... Because he would have been able to do some actual martial arts.
You would have jumped the motorcycle and done the splits
Landed on it.
and then landed
He would
on
have separated the sidecar from the motorcycle with his own legs.
Yes.
Perfect.
You would have been like walking or like standing on two ninjas and then separate the ninjas with his legs. And
That's right.
He wouldn't be hiding on that platform underneath the truck. He'd have one leg on each leaf spring.
That's right. That's right.
Just sitting under
That's exactly what would have happened.
yeah.
We appreciate that you guys were here listening. Thank you for coming along on this journey. We are going to cover American Ninja 2, 3, 4, and 5
Unfortunately,
at some
I'm
point.
sick that day.
And these, we're going to take you through the whole series eventually if you stick around with us long enough. We appreciate that you stuck with us through this entire episode. On behalf of Clint Bush, Joe Goretowski, and Mel Vandy, I'm James Hauser. Thank you for listening.
On the way here, I was actually going to turn around and go back to my house because I was going to bring my balaclava and come in as Joe Ninja.
Oh.
I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, but your eyes aren't close enough together.
I let you down.
Some slight inbreeding happening there, I think.
My face is not a triangle. It's more of like a pear-shaped.